Boom, monkeys. Welcome back to the Crypto Boogie channel. We will hit this sucker hard. We got a special guest in the house and my homie Angry Twinkie. And boom, here are my dogs, Mr. Twinkie and Dollar Cost Crypto. How you cats doing tonight?
Saucy. Very saucy.
Hey, man, you just fucking finished running your damn crypto mindset course, right?
Yeah. Still a little sleepy, but hey, it is what it is. I actually took a couple days of slumber to kind of wake up, but I think I'm back on YouTube tomorrow, and then really? I'll have my schedule up. My schedule's gonna be really weird this week because we're having the conference here in Las Vegas this week. So like,
oh yeah, the PulseCon. Right? Is it gonna be PulseCon?
No. Well, it's not. Well, I mean, yeah, great name. Can't call it that, but like it's basically the Pulse Tour or whatever. But like RG3, Hexologist, Coffee, me, Charlie, BitBoy are going to be there. A couple other people as well. Access Alive, I think, and then DIY Investing is going to be. There's going to be a couple big YouTubers there and stuff like that from the Pulse Chain community and guys coming in and stuff as well. And then it's gonna be pretty cool, man. I got some big news on that, but I'm gonna wait for the actual conference to say it. But like, we've been making some money moves for Pulse Chain and Hex.
Fucking fabulous. What about you, Twinksters? You gonna be out there doing a meet and greet?
Yeah. I'm gonna be passing through town, so DCC, I suspect we'll have to catch up. Be good to see you, Charlie, and some of the other folks. Yeah, looking forward to it. Should be really exciting. I haven't been to a Pulse Chain specific event yet, so looking forward to meeting folks like Access and a number of other individuals. I think some of the guys from DGen Roundtable might be passing through town as well, so I'm sure there'll be a pretty fun link up there.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be freaking fire. Now, cats, make sure you guys follow Dollar Cost Crypto and my homie Angry Twinkie. Both of these guys are gonna be at that Pulse what? What do you call it? Yeah, first time I ever met DCC was at PulseCon. It's the first time I ever met you, dog. Remember we partied it up at Mike Tyson's house?
Yeah,
Tiger.
Oh yes, Mike. Yeah. Dude, you're bringing that back. I mean, I'm 14 years old, man. I don't look like it, but I'm 14. But yeah. Let's talk about the real fucking issue here, Twinkie. Where the fuck's your colored shirt at? Where's your flowered shirt at?
Yeah, man, you ain't flamboyant enough here, son.
Oh shit, Boogie, you're gonna have to send me one.
No t-shirt, man. All that hat, no cattle. What's happening?
I don't know, man. DCC, you like rocking this medium shirt there, brother. You're looking pretty swole. What's going on? Which way to the beach, brother?
Dude, flex some guns. DCC.
Oh man. I haven't gone to the gym in like 3 weeks, man. I feel like I'm like, dude, I got no muscle right now, man.
Shame on you, dog. Shame on you, man. Shame on you, bro. My homie Twinkie here, he does jiu-jitsu and hardcore. Is parkour, right, Twinkie?
Parkour, yes, sir.
Yeah,
so
man.
If I can't choke him, I'm just gonna run away from him. That's it.
It's the best way to do it, dude. I've been hitting up the boxing gym. As a matter of fact, my ass got knocked out yesterday, bro. Dude, I freaking get knocked out on the regular, man. Hey, but it is what it is, man. That's the only way you can learn. That's the only way you can learn getting hit in the freaking face. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you. I feel you on that, man.
Yeah, shout out to the first person in the chat, Mr. Zenith. Tacos and Kimchi 3 Return of the King. DCC is back on YouTube, baby. And he will be back tomorrow as well. On your channel, DCC?
On my channel at 5 p.m. or 00 UTC time.
Fabulous, man. Fabulous. Let's hit up the freaking memes, son. These memes are going to be freaking fire. I think they're going to be pretty damn gangster. Twinkie, you're going to have to suck up one of them, bro. One of them is in Spanish. But don't worry, we'll explain it to you. We'll explain it to you. First meme of the day. Here we go.
Neighborhood been talking about the peeping Tom for like 2 months now, but I ain't never seen him, so I thought the story was a myth. He never came to my house until today. And then I almost went to jail for it. Because when he came to my window, I was just laying down. When he came to my window, I thought it was my boyfriend coming back, but it was him. So when I had opened up the blinds, I'm like, and then I got a little scared, but he looked so good. Like, y'all, that's why I say his name need to be Peeping Bay. He looks so good. I had opened up the window and I'm like, what's up? Like, what you got going? What you trying to see? The man ran. So what did I do? Because you at my house, in my yard, on my property, I went and got my Glock, followed behind him. I ain't know if I could say it online. This live? Good. But I went and ran behind the man. I wasn't playing with him. And I made him come back in the house. Show me what you trying to do. Like, why you look at the windows? You found the right person today. Show me your reason for doing it. Give me something. The man so fine, I couldn't think straight. I ain't never in my life had a man come peek through my window. I love it so bad. Then he ended up calling the police on me with his Apple Watch. How you calling the police on me for kidnapping you when you was the one looking through my window? You just brought me a gift. It's been months. It ain't really been months because my boyfriend, we broke up months ago, and I'm just trying to act like I've been celibate, but I'm not. It's been a couple of weeks. But anyways, like, yeah, I was excited. And the police officer, they was gonna lock me up for kidnapping until they heard the story.
You believe that shit, man?
Bro, they ain't real, bro. That's a skit, bro. No way.
Yeah, that's gotta be a skit in
no
the streets.
fucking way, bro.
Yes,
I don't believe.
Dude. Hey, man, I've seen some funny ass shit before that, man. You know what I'm saying? That does not surprise me. That does not surprise me. Let's hit up one more meme, and then we'll move on to the charts monkeys, and we'll cover up a little bit of fundamental analysis by these two fundamental analysis masters. Twinkie, you have to suck up this one, but I think DCC, you're gonna laugh your ass off with this shit.
De media. ¿Quién tiene el cerebro más grande?
Los niños.
Tiempo.
Los hombres no. El cráneo no. Los hombres no. Tía, yo sinceramente pondría algo en mujeres. Yo pondría también algo en mujeres. Ponemos no sé. 4, tía. Esto es un tachón. Sí. Por si acaso. Pero en plan, lo he dicho de cachondeo, les descartamos hombres, de verdad. Los hombres no. ¿No? ¿Seguro? No, en plan, además tiene bastante lógica porque si te das cuenta, en la prehistoria cuando se desarrolla el cerebro, ellos se dedican a cazar y las mujeres, por ejemplo, a recolectar fruto, por eso diferenciamos más colores, entonces nuestro cerebro tiene que estar más desarrollado. Laura, verá que nos vamos, ¿eh? Laura, que nos vamos. Que no nos vamos. Que sí, verá que nos vamos, tía. Verás que nos vamos. Nos vamos, tío.
De media.
Dude. So basically, if you guys didn't understand this freaking meme, it pretty much entails they're making a bet as to who has a bigger brain, and they put all their money on children and women, and none on the men. So, dude, scientific facts. I ain't gonna question them. Science.
So, speaking of facts and quick detour on this one, there's a recent study published, I think, in a journal of neurology. And Boogie, we were chatting about this the other day. It's like psychopathy and sociopathy is about 5 times more prevalent than previously diagnosed in women.
Oh, wow. Is it?
Yes, according to this recent study. Now, okay, it's going to take a while.
Talked about it lightly, but you didn't go into those details.
Yeah. It's pretty substantial. So originally, it's something like it was estimated like psychopathic men in the average population outnumber men to women. It's like 5 to 1, 6 to 1, but the ratio is really, after according to this study, closer to like 1.2 to 1. So not quite parity, aka 5 times more prevalent than previously diagnosed.
Oh wow, man, dude. I mean, it would make sense, bro. I mean, we are approaching a very narcissistic community nowadays, if anything, man. And that's why the red pill has to exist, in my opinion. Hence why it's making leaps and bounds. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I couldn't make it because of certain things we were doing in the Citadel today. But I was gonna be on the stream today with Rolo, and we were literally he literally wanted me on to talk about basically we were going to go on this whole discussion on basically finance and money and the why dudes pay for pussy. And all these other things, and then going to kind of the psychology of that, like basically like why men fall for like such easy tricks and stuff when it's really like once you know about it, it's really apparent like when you see it from far away. But I guess when you're inexperienced and stuff, you don't really you don't know it's a trick, I guess, or like you don't understand some of these women can really lie, like they really got you believing like, oh, she really cares about you, but it's just
man. It's funny you mentioned that because Glenn Lawrence recently had something up, bro, and he had one cat, and I think they were talking about sex robots and shit like that, man. That the future looks bleak because of that shit and the possibility of that ever freaking occurring. Twinkie, you had talked a little bit about freaking the people at Singularity.net and how one of the individuals there is associated to Sophia.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, Dr. Ben Gortzel over there and his business partner, David Hansen, They had worked together previously at Hanson Robotics, Hanson Robotics, who in turn created the Sophia robot.
Yeah, man, dude, that looks grim. If that shit happens, that shit looks fucking grim. You know, a lot of dudes gonna be buying that shit up, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them thirsty cats, but it is what it is, man. Know what I mean?
Okay, I'll drop like a multi-billion-dollar idea here on stream, right? Yeah, here we go. So, for those who haven't seen shit like Sora AI, go pull it up. It's from the OpenAI crew, Chat GPT gang. So the stuff you see there, it's not real. Those people aren't real. Those things aren't real. It's all cooked up by a computer brain. So give it a little bit of time. Okay, the obvious thing is shit like OnlyFans and corn sites and stuff like that. Wait for the like the Sora AI porn sex spot NFT brain where you can be your tradable NFT on that.
Oh wow, man.
That they'll upload into your sex spot. Oh yeah, it's coming, man. Like all the cool shit crypto and blockchain affords us, you know, it's just going to be used for insanely degenerate shit too.
Yeah, DCC, we were talking about this shit, man. He showed me a video, bro, where he told me, "Do you think this is AI?" I was like, "No, dude, that's real. That shit look fucking real as hell, dog. That shit looks super, super real with a lot of the AI shit that they got going." I remember in the Citadel, they posted a video about you and Charlie singing freaking "Don't Cut Me Off." You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. It's, I mean, the videos are going to get better and better and stuff like that. I mean, the big news today was NVIDIA. I think it was NVIDIA just dropped like basically like a 50-pound like digital processor for videos and stuff. Like it's like ridiculous. I mean, literally, you know, because most times you're seeing it's like little computer chips or maybe something like that big. It's like a 50-pound hardware thing that they basically sell to companies so they can render like high level like AI videos and stuff. So they're like going full into AI. It's pretty crazy, man. But I mean, obviously it's gonna be used for evil, and then they're gonna rein it back a little bit or stuff like that. But like everything, it's just like as long as we are able to find out, like we can abuse it while we can, and not in the sexual way, of course. But
yeah,
like,
man.
but there's gonna be ways to make a bunch of money on it and stuff like it's kind of like the Wild West if you can figure out how to use it and just go.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't surprise me, man, if they start using that shit prior to the election, bro. As we approach this freaking election, make up some BS shit. You know what I'm saying? Freaking make a video of freaking Trump with a bunch of freaking dudes there, freaking half naked and stuff, bro. That would not surprise you. And the media is just gonna freaking run with that shit, dog, all day long, every day, son.
Just wait till some conspiracy theorist guys, all the alt-right guys, get their hands on, you know, text to video. And bro, it's gonna be insane, man. Like, I mean, just imagine like they're gonna start making Hillary go, like they'll show videos of Hillary in the 90s going to Epstein's Island having a fun time, and like it's gonna be like crazy. Like that's how I think that's how they're gonna combat it, because there's gonna be videos that are gonna be snubbing Trump or whoever they're trying to snub, and then the internet's gonna flood with like the opposition, and then they're gonna say, no, these videos are bad. You know, this is all of it's fake at that point. It's all fake news.
Yeah. Yeah, true, man. I was thinking about getting some boogie girls. Yeah, some chicks dancing and shit. Kevin Simons would do that a lot in his videos, bro. And then Twinkie gave me the idea, hey, man, but you're gonna have to pay them. Why don't you just get this fucking little open AI shit and just get some fucking fake girls dancing? I'm like, dude, that is cheaper. You know what I'm saying? the weebs are gonna love that shit. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah. All right, monkeys. I know you guys want to know what's going on with Bitcoin. Let's move on to the freaking Bitcoin. The first chart of the day, boring ass fucking Bitcoin.
Zero.
And DCC had actually called something on Bitcoin, and then I showed him the chart. I'm like, how the fuck you come up with that, man? It made fucking perfect sense. But let me show you the shit on the daily first, man. Bitcoin's current value is about 63,876. We're quickly approaching that 65,694 as per its 60-day cycle. And I'll move through this quickly because we want to get to the fun shit. We're approximately 41 days. So around day 45 on average which would be March 9th to about day 60, which would be March 23rd. That may be the time frame when we start dipping hard. If we activate our EMA ribbon, we've got a shitload of support to the downside to include these three values of about 59,507. 57,435, and then this area here at about 56,096. And the EMA ribbon is spreading out lightly, so it's entailing that we're going to continue running volatility to the top side. Now, let me show you the chart that me and Miguel saw confluence on. and it's the one that I've been showing as of late. And let me put this bad boy on the weekly. It is on the weekly. Miguel, you were saying that we're going to run all the way up to where? Possibly
69,000, and then if we don't break through it and stuff like that, we'll come down probably to like the 40K range, 44, 50, 41K.
Yeah.
Obviously, the higher we go, the more substantial the drop, obviously, because I think I was get in the Telegram chats if you ain't already, man. But you know, I do see if we do break above 69 on this next little run up, then we're going up to 81K. From there, it's going to be the hype of like, let's go to 100,000, and more than likely before 100,000, we're going to crash, right? But that's if we get it craziness. I do think 69 is where we're going to chill out and drop down a bit.
In the immediate time frame, yeah.
In the immediate time frame, yeah. It's just too like we have the happening in April. I mean, like we're still a month away, so there's lots of weeks for stuff to happen. I mean, this is still on track to come out on 420, which is pretty funny. Like it's all lining up like the Pepe purchase. It's all lining up, just mathematical. It's all on purpose. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that would make sense, bro. Because I was telling Miguel. He was telling me that he was expecting us to run all the way up to 69,000 and then we would return back. Well, it turns out that I already had this chart prepped for the show, and the Elliott wave on portion 3 actually runs up over here to fucking 69,000, the way Miguel said. Now, the bounce back. Now, what do you think about this, Miguel? I've got a support area here of about 52,438, or possibly we break down to this top of the Fibonacci exactly at about 50,000 to 49,000 before we start going into price discovery for Elliott Wave 5. Can you concur with that? Or
how low? How low on the 4?
Let me check. Let me put that up again. On the 4, I'm talking about top of the Fibonacci, 50,000, or possibly on a draw up that I did, 52,996.
That's about right, because that'll put us so like because obviously in the previous bull run, let me remember. Yeah, on the previous bull run, it was like 54,000, 55,000 was $1 trillion. But because we've had a lot of Bitcoin, 900 Bitcoin coming out a day for a long time now, and the way that Bitcoin's counted in terms of total market cap and stuff like that, Bitcoin is, I think, at $51,000. Bitcoin's $1 trillion. So I expect it to come back down to $1 trillion in market cap and go slightly below it. So like going right there to 49K, 48K is about right in terms of where it's going to go. Now, if we went as high as, like, let's just say if we went as high as 8, let's just say we broke 69,000, no resistance. Well, not no resistance. We hit it, I mean, like within the day, and then it finally does break up to the upside. Then, I think 81,000 is where we're going to hit next. And then from there, if we get rejected from there, I think we come down violently to like, I would say like 44K actually.
44.
Would go even, yeah, because the more the higher up, the more down. Basically, it gets a little more violent, basically, because the move is too parabolic, so it's going to have to come down at some point to retrace down. And 2, they need to liquidate. A lot of these longs and stuff. So there's a lot of money in liquidating these longs.
Man. Twinkie, you had done a video earlier today mentioning the possible highs we can get with Bitcoin, bro. Can you give us a brief summary as to what you talked about, man? I think you had even quoted somewhere around 342, and you had cited Richard Hart's freaking theories along with doggone Somi's, man.
Yes, I was just looking at a channel, and people can go back and take a quick look at the video I posted earlier today. Lower range, I was looking at around 80,000. Upper range, let's say, assuming it's not a left translated cycle on the 4-year, was looking. Yeah. I could find a confluence with Richard's call for 240 potentially on that, and then if we're like shit's getting real crazy, I could see an argument for 350.
That's if shit gets super duper freaking hot, if anything, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we'll see how it plays out. We did crack earlier this evening for a hot minute there, 64,000.
Yeah, I did notice that, bro. It was really quick. I got the CoinGecko notification. DCC, I haven't heard you talk. Well, of course, you've been away, man, because you've been with that fucking crypto mindset course. What do you think about Richard's fucking prediction of about 240, bro? Is that a possibility in your opinion?
It's been a possibility. I mean, like we've talked about it, like I think the highest we ever said that was like because we have to give like possibilities of like, okay, what's like the absolute craziness that we can get to, right? Like 400Ks on the table. 400Ks on the table. We said this in 21. It's just we didn't have the basically the missing factor here was the Chinese weren't buying. The Chinese outlawed Bitcoin. They kicked out all the miners, and then on top of that, we had increasing interest rates. We just cut the cycle because if you actually look at where we were at the end of 21, and especially into early 22, we were looking like we were about to like wave up again. So it was going to be like a triple top. So maybe we could have actually even gone up to like 74,000 possibly or $81,000, but interest rates increased, and then you obviously what Luna and then all this Voyager and everything went down, right? But this is why Richard was going to launch Pulse Chain in May of 2022. People don't even know that shit. He was going to launch it there, and then he was like, "Oh shit!" All this bad stuff started happening, and then on top of that, Ethereum got upgraded to Ethereum 2.0. So he was like, "Holy shit!" So all got delayed. It was just a bunch of delays, and then on top of that, the market was just fucking giga crashing. So it would have been. I think we would have been real. Like I think we would have had a great May month, and then just lost all our gains with the market taking a dump, basically. So I think it was probably the correct move to wait a year. It would have been nice to have a little more guidance on it, possibly, But in terms of like what Richard says in $250,000, that's about right. I mean, like why not? Like if let's just say if we are kind of ahead of schedule right now, like the prices we're at right now, if the cycle was normal, we would have hit this 3 months after the halving.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what did that put us? July, sometime it's July pump, right? So right now we're expedited because we have, a bunch of, I wouldn't say normies, but because like the ETFs are not like, even though we have the Bitcoin ETFs and everything and the BlackRock ETF and all these ETFs coming out, it's not normal guy. It's not like guys working that are like mechanics or working at a garage or working at some garage or they're working as a firefighter. Like it's not these guys who are just getting their money taken from the 401k sprinkled into the ETF or into the retirement fund. It's more of like active 401k guys who are actively managing their funds or aping into this stuff and stuff. It'd be later on when we have like the vanguards, which were much more passive. And like that's what I've said. Like I put that call out right now. The extra liquidity of the ETF cycle is going to be Vanguard. 100% Vanguard. I mean, they're going to be the last Mohican in, and they're going to be like the fucking one holding the bag. And it's sad too because the average of those funds are fine. Like at some point later on, we are going to be like, oh yeah, like I have a diversified portfolio, a 20-50 fund, right? Which is basically invest into bonds, this and that, and then it's like 5% crypto. We'll be like a small little indice or something like that, right? In that, or maybe we add us along as like an ETF. Cluster group that's a part of the S&P 500 or something like that, whatever, if Kevin O'Leary gets his way. But we at some point we'll get a part of the dole, just the average, just little bits of money just always DCAing in, but it's more active funds that are DCAing in terms of just like it's guys with Roths or it's guys who are just like there's different types of 401ks and stuff like that, but it's more of the active guys who are like on top of their stuff that are DCAing in right now, and then it's the VCs themselves, right? But with all this added buying pressure, like we're months ahead of schedule right now. And then on top of that, we got the halving, which because people are so bullish on this, they're like, fuck, this is probably gonna be pretty good and everything like that. I mean, I think the final kibosh to this is probably going to be the interest rate cuts when that begins. That'll be the first real leg down, I believe.
In May, right?
In May, yeah. Well, it May 1st or June 12th. That's between one of those two dates. We're gonna get the first cuts. And equities are going to finally go down a little bit. Crypto go down, great buying opportunity, and then after that, it's races on because it's from the rates going down only helps real estate. So that's if in terms of crypto's fully like blasting off. Stocks are doing really well. The only thing holding back the economy right now is it's real estate. That's it. So
yeah, pretty much, man.
Yeah, so
dude, the cost of shit's gonna go up significantly, bro, if they fucking do interest rate cuts, bro. Dude, everything at fucking Walmart and your grocery shopping is gonna go over the fucking roof, son. Imagine what gas prices are gonna look like, man. I'm not talking about Ethereum gas prices either. You know what I'm saying?
Well, gas prices are going up on Ethereum for sure. But if Trump wins, I think we're gonna have he's gonna bring a lot more fracking back. So I think gasoline at least will be lower.
No, so Texas loves fracking, homie.
Yeah, Texas loves fracking and stuff. I mean, like I've said this story to you guys in the past and stuff, but like if you were, I think it was like 2016. What was Trump's last year in office?
2020.
2020, right? So we were for the first time ever we were energy independent. We were basically energy independent in 2019, and then 2020 we were fully energy independent. then Saudi Arabia got really pissed off and they fucking IPO'd Saudi Aramco, and they showed basically how much oil they had that like crashed prices. That you had the bug and stuff, so you had a dramatic increase of supply. And then on top of that, once they increased so much supply that once they cut demand because they shut the whole world off, it crashed oil to zero. And then that pretty much took out. I mean, basically, this was a strategic plan. I mean, I'm not saying COVID was a strategic plan of the Middle East, but they were trying to like basically, all right, the average fracker, in order to be profitable, needs to be $60 to $80 a barrel. We'll drop the barrels down to $30. We'll take them all out, and that's what they did. So that's what like they took the United States off of fracking, basically, for the most part. We still have fracking, obviously, in the States, but that was a huge play of them. And they got lucky with the whole COVID thing because they oversupplied and then boom, zero oil and stuff. And that pretty much nuked most of the frackers except for the big boys, basically.
It's Android 19, son.
Yeah, Android 19, of course. Super Android 19.
Dude, here in Texas, we got the Eagle 4 Rock Shale, bro. That is like one of the biggest fucking structures we have for freaking oil fucking extracting and fucking petroleum and shit like that. And my dad's real big into that, and he was talking about it, dude. I remember I was helping out at a gun shop, bro, and the town that I was in was a really small town, dude. But all the people that were coming down were from the oil fields, bro, and they were buying up all the freaking guns at the gun shop, bro. All of them. They were dropping freaking cash, bro, on $4,000 ARs. Fucking Gucci ass AKs, bro. Gucci ass Glocks, bro. They weren't going for the normal stuff because they were making hella freaking bank at that Eagle 4 Rock Shell over there by Three Rivers and George West, dude. It was fucking crazy out here, the economy, bro. All the fucking oil money we had. Now, speaking about gas and petroleum and shit like that, Twinkie, you got some data on the new fucking Ethereum upgrade, right? What's the deal with that, man?
Now with 100% less mute. Yeah. That's the Denkun update in about 10 days from today, that L2 update that many of us are patiently awaiting. As far as some of the other L2 stuff going on, I'll also make a quick call out. Arbitrum has a mega dump coming up in about 12 days. So if anyone's looking to snap up some Arbitrum, that might be worth a gander. They are going to dump the equivalent of 87% of their circulating supply.
Of ARP.
Yes, sir.
What do you think, DCC? You think this upgrade is going to make fucking Ethereum pump? I mean, it's got nothing. I mean, it does have something to do with Ethereum, but it's mostly with the L2s and shit.
Yeah, it was super dank. I mean, super dank, proto dank shards. These names are fucking ridiculous. I mean, any good news is, I mean,
they sound like WoW. They sound like WoW buffs, bro. World of Warcraft buffs. You know what I'm saying?
It's good news. I mean, right now, since the market's hyped up and stuff, any news is good news, basically, as long as it's not bad news, right? But Ethereum's really going to have its day after the Bitcoin halving. Once it's over, give it a couple weeks, maybe a month. The narrative will change from crypto to Ethereum ETF. But right now, all the smart money's buying it. There's a reason Ethereum's doing really good right now. So is Bitcoin, right? But like Ethereum's been creeping up a little bit. It's because all the smart money is, dumping as Bitcoin goes up, they're dumping into Ethereum, and they're gonna run up that play and stuff. I mean, I've been hearing a couple shows with some of these crypto guys, and they're pretty much saying like it's overbought and they're selling their Ethereum, and I'm like, you retards, man, dude. Like, it's just because traditionally, like I will say this is one bad negative of a chart of like some of these chart guys is that their form, it's sort of like even the most advanced guys in hedge funds, right? They have their algorithms, their trading bots break every quarter, every couple of weeks. They have to, like, their trading strategy is extremely profitable until it isn't. Then they have to basically break it in pieces and redo it again. This is the new trading strategy. Then it works. They're trying to, like, they kind of want like an evergreen thing. This is what it does, and that's what it is forever. And it gets them into trouble, basically, because then they never see paradigm shifts. Or I don't like using that word because that just seems like a 0 to 1 moment. Or like, like whatever the thing is, like before DTC, after DCC, before Twinkie, after Twinkie, Hostess went under, but Twinkie survived, whatever it is. Right. But, I just remembered why you call yourself Twinkie. God damn it.
Twixters, drop us the alpha, huh?
All right. Yeah. I guess for the newer viewers, right? Yeah. And it's a Smuckers thing now. Smuckers took it over. Yeah. So hilariously, let's say offline, for those who know me offline, I got a Hebrew first name and an Italian last name. I'm not either of those, but I'm very clearly half Korean. So I'm yellow on the outside and white on the inside.
Hence why they came with the name freaking Twinkie, dude. You know what I'm saying?
You couldn't convince me this man isn't Jewish. You couldn't convince me. All he talks about is money. You can't convince me Twinkie isn't Jewish. No,
covetous Hebrew. So one other thing too I want to call out is recently, or like partially ongoing, is the ETH Denver event out there. Yes. I know we'll be talking about one of the other tokens this evening that I think is definitely worth a mention. However, one of the things I do want to call out is one of the SEC, Hester Pierce. She's the commissioner for the SEC. So yeah, obviously her boss is GG on that one, but she did state that the SEC is operating in enforcement only mode currently. So I think that kind of continues to outline somewhat of an uphill battle for aspects of the crypto space. And she even said, if you had clearer rules, you could focus on building instead of worrying about what the SEC is going to do to you.
Yeah, I mean, the SEC is probably not going to change, homie, till fucking Trump comes back in office. I'm sure you cats both heard, man. He went somewhat kind of neutral to slightly bullish when he said that he's open to whole fucking Bitcoin and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
He's not trying to lose his job. And then too, like, the ETF passed finally, and then like it's only up. There's no losses for anyone who's bought, basically, right?
Yeah, pretty much, man.
Somehow, but like it's just ridiculous. It's still funny to me. I think Bitcoin's still a great buy below all-time highs, even right now. Of course, I think you're not going to lose really, but like it's about diamond handing it, basically. I've said this in the past. Like, I mean, when I first got into Bitcoin. I mean, if you're the key word is you're holding a coin that is going to keep performing in the future, right? That's a big if right there. But Bitcoin, like $5 Ethereum. Imagine you all the Ethereum you bought at $5 or $10 or $50 or $100. What's it today? A lot of money, 34 times on your money. I think Bitcoin back in the day was like $500. At least when I got into it, like $500 Bitcoin. It's fucking, what was it? It's like almost at 64. It's $64,000 right now. But you could be holding on to Neo from the all-time high and down bad, or EOS $28 down even more bad. XRP, oof, that sucked. So there is a bit of a timing thing there, and as well as you're holding on to like good assets basically, and that's the tough part because people really suck at doing that.
Yeah,
if only there was somebody who spent some time educating people on those types of situations and scenarios. Gee, yeah. I wonder what would we ever do.
Yeah, who knows? But anyway,
like the fucking Citadel, like the Citadel, homie, like the Citadel. Now, if you cats don't know, DCC and my homie Charlie, they both run a freaking organization called the Citadel, and I'd highly recommend you cats hop in there. If you guys want to learn crypto, if you guys didn't catch the Less Crypto Mindset course, make sure you guys hop in that freaking in that Telegram chat. And that is one of the only Telegram chats I trust, because Telegram in itself is full of fucking bots, man, and fucking hackers that will jack your shit royally.
Yeah, you gotta be really careful. Yeah, because as soon as people know you have crypto, you're vulnerable and stuff. You gotta use the safety parameters, definitely.
Yeah. Now, since we're talking about bullish shit, let's go over to motherfucking Illuvium. Let's get into the fun shit, son. And Illuvium, I do hold a little bit of ILV. Current value is at $119.30. What I'm noticing in the immediate time frame is that it's having a hard time compromising this fifth portion of the Elliott wave, as that value is exactly where we're at about 119, 120. I think once we beat that and we hold over there for a week, we can then continue going to the upside. Now, as of recent, I did have a stream with Mr. Agent J, and we looked at some Fibonacci numbers. And let me put this sucker on the fucking monthly so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Now, we drew up this Fibonacci all the way up over here, man. And I went ahead and I removed the LGBTQ colors so it becomes more apparent. You know what I'm saying? And the highs we got on this bad boy was at the highest point about 85, 83. Currently, where we're at, or not where we do need to beat its original all-time high, was close to about $1,900. Now, Illuvium is at a good value. So, in my opinion, this is not financial advice. If I had some extra dinero, I would be buying some fucking ILV because I think this shit's gonna fucking run pretty damn strong, man. And I think the Cats running the show on this, man. They've got a pretty squared away reputation, and the game as of recent launch, didn't it, DCC?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to mainnet launch within Q2. I mean, obviously, they're playing coy a little bit when they're launching it, but I probably would say, like, if my guesstimate would be probably May or June, basically. So I think they're going to wait until like wherever the most bullish time is. Like, I mean, we recently had we had Kieran Warwick in the course. Kieran Warwick. I'm sorry, Kieran Warwick, the CEO of Illuvium, talked to the guys in the course and stuff, and then he's still not giving out a time frame, but he said this is just how it worked out. I didn't believe him 100% on that, but he is launching. It is fully launching 3 main playable games: the land game, the PvP, and the Outer World, all launching in
Illuvium.
All Illuvium. So you're gonna be able to play the mobile. You're gonna be able to play the mobile Apple and Android. What's called land game through your iPhone or Android phone. And desktop as well. Outer World will be desktop only, and PvP desktop only as well. So it's been pretty cool, man. They just recently did an airdrop for anyone holding Illuvium land and stuff. Be careful. There's official ones, and then there's unofficial ones, which are basically ripoffs on IMX and stuff like that. So be careful.
What kind of airdrop they give us, man? Or
they give like loot crates of basically startup like resources and stuff once the game launches.
Oh, like kits you can use, like shit you can use in the game, man, to play the fucking game, right?
Yeah. So basically, once it launches, boom, you'll have this kit, and then you basically have enough to kind of upgrade your startup stations faster than the guy just buying it barely as a thank you stuff. So you're like, if like in the game, right? Let's just say everyone's starting off at level 1, you'll be able to almost insta go to 2 or 3 really quickly and kind of upgrade your stuff. It's to start earning more and stuff. So you got a little competitive advantage there, which is cool.
The vibe I got off of the land when I saw the land, man. Of course, I mean, I played a little bit of StarCraft back in the day, but I really never got into it. I was more of a Command and Conquer guy because I like the whole military shit.
Yeah.
But I noticed that there was like certain resources you can fucking extract and stuff like that, man. And I'm assuming that's what it was going to look like. StarCraft. I don't know too much about the game. I'm more of a fucking token guy than what I am a gaming guy when it comes to fucking crypto.
Yeah, it's sort of like AI. Like, are you using AI every day? No. Am I gaming every day? No. Right. But these are like huge industries. I mean, AI is gigantic. I mean, NVIDIA is now like fucking gigantic because of AI. Right. And then with Illuvium, right, the GameFi sector, gaming and sector in general is larger than movies. Like the whole entertainment sector is dwarfed by video games. And that sector is going to come into crypto at some point. It is right now. And obviously, the one good thing is that the bar for GameFi or for games in crypto is so low that you have anything that's moderately good, it's going to do really, really well. So I was here in 21. So were you, Boogie and Twinkie and stuff like that. You guys saw what happened when I don't know why this caught a wave, but like basically last cycle, the big wave wasn't AI. It was kind of like it was like the metaverse. And then because Facebook changed their name to Meta, we had Sandbox and Decentraland just straight launch. And then that simultaneously led us into like a GameFi alt run, which ended with Jewel, which is hilarious. Yeah, with Jewel. Jules, I actually, believe it or not, Jewel hasn't run. It's coming back. Believe it or not.
Man.
It's crazy.
Yeah, dude. And it's at a great value, man. It's a good thing I should have I should have covered that chart today, man. Now, Twinksters, what's your opinion on fucking ILV, man?
Yeah, so certainly I think the best looking crypto type game, blockchain game I've seen so far. Certainly it's playable. That helps out. They've got a really strong case for that. They'll have distribution through Epic. So Epic Game Store, making it very accessible on the PC side of things for, let's say, Twitch streamers and the like to latch onto it. I'm really excited to see what they're going to ultimately put out on that front. It's very colorful. It's like, yeah, who doesn't like, creatures battling in Pokemon, some combination of strategy plus building and farming on lands. Very impressive what they're doing because it's not really one game. It's really multiple games set in the same universe. And if they're able to pull it off, it'll be a watershed moment.
Yeah, I remember you were talking about IMX, right?
Yeah, as the wallet. I used that on some of the disc deals and a few other things. I was really impressed how well that works. And I'm building out a side IMX bag based on what I think potentially might be going on there, since they're they've got their hands in a lot of different games as well. If we're talking about GameFi, so yeah,
Now,
Illuvium and some IMX for sure.
I've never fucked with IMX, bro. What is that shit? That's not a new layer 1 or anything like that, right? It's an ERC20.
So it's like a layer 2 sort of.
Yeah, I believe technically, like super technically, I think it's a layer 2. But their wallet for management of assets and buying and procuring their assets, it's super polished. It wasn't janky at all. I remember working on things like DeFi Kingdoms and trying to move stuff around, and okay, not bad, sprite driven system. Ultimately able to use MetaMask and a few things. But as far as I think controlling and managing assets and making it more seamless to the end user, because look, we're not in the middle section of the bell curve when it comes to crypto for this audience right now, right? All those folks are coming in, and we look forward to having them participate in this space. But currently, that's just not where we're at. You kind of got to have it together to navigate aspects of the crypto space. And again, go take the crypto mindset course, join the Citadel, it'll teach you what you need to know. But once you start bringing the normies in, it's got to be easy for them to use. It can't be complicated. You can't, like trying to explain people how to bridge stuff, forget it. Versus the IMX and some of the integration they have, it's going to make it very easy for the end user. And what we really need is more people to come into this space.
Yeah, man, I concur, bro. Unfortunately, my fucking crypto bag is too diversified. That's why I didn't ape into that shit.
I don't want to hear it. Dude. That's messing with you.
Crying in his gains.
Yeah, man.
Go take out a mortgage on the house and then jump in. I mean, it's go
sell your dog. Go sell your fucking dog to some Koreans.
That's right, man.
What?
My dog, I mean, oh, that's so.
That Twinkie, I know I'm gonna get a comeback for that one, bro. I know.
Oh yeah. I'm just leaving it under the table for now.
Dude, by the way, I fucking love kimchi, bro. We need to go to a motherfucking Korean restaurant, bro, and go up to fucking Vegas, dog.
Yeah. Either that or I'll have to make like a creamy kimchi pasta. We'll do some fusion cuisine.
Yeah, that'd be fucking fire.
Now, they're good as a white Hispanic male who is not Korean. Who's not Korean, but it's all right. I know some Korean spots and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm like an honorary Korean. I'm like the hidden 8th member of BTS.
Yeah.
dodging the draft service or driving the military.
Dude, I thought Japan had the lowest fertility. It turns out it's currently Korea. I'm assuming it's because of their fucking marriage laws, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the whole thing is crazy. Like
Samsung's
culture is crazy.
It's too big over there. It's fucking crazy. Yeah.
Magnus.
Go sell your woman. Oh yeah, dude.
I'm not selling my woman at all. My woman is staying in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah, dude.
Hey, North Korea is the best Korea.
Let's move on to the Phantom ecosystem, monkeys. Let's see what the Phantom ecosystem entails. It started off with fucking FTM, dude, and fucking Phantom, bro. It's not till I talked to you earlier, DCC, that I fucking found out that fucking Phantom's ripping to the motherfucking upside. Value is almost. We topped out at about 74 cents, homie. Currently,
I just want to say, brother, like, God damn, I was right on this bitch. Man, I was right. I told people didn't believe, man. People didn't believe on Phantom and stuff like that. But like, you want to get into coins where like they're gonna pump, but you want different things to be pumping at different times. Like, and Illuvium was like kind of like lagging behind, compared to Solana and AVAX and everything else and stuff like that. And now it's finally ripping, but they're gonna have a hot boy summer in fucking Solana in a Phantom.
Oh, dude, wait till we get to October, son. Wait till we get to fucking October, homie. I just wish I wish they worked a little bit more on their marketing, man. I mean, there's the horror fucking area, the horror fucking aspect of the American market, bro, is a great place to hit up, bro. If you want to onboard horror people into fucking into crypto, man. And I think Phantom's the perfect fucking gateway to do that with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. No, it's a really great coin. There's tons of updates coming out for it. There's a lot of bullish news. The stable coin, the bridge money is coming. I mean, just so much good stuff happening. Andre's in full effect. Their foundation's pushing out a little. Like, the one thing I don't like about Phantom, and I don't like about a lot of these other L1s, is that like they do a big marketing push at like not just ETH Denver, but they do marketing pushes on a lot of conferences outside of the United States that nobody's even heard of in crypto. And it's like it's a really weird like. I mean, I get it, but like they're usually like not that big a consensus. And the Bitcoin Miami, like they pretty much hit like almost European, Asian, I would say like conventions and stuff like that you wouldn't hear about and stuff. Because I mean, I'm as dorky as you can get in crypto, and like I've only heard of half of these basically.
Yeah, dude. Do you think DCC that we'll get? Do you think on DeFi Llama, bro, once fucking Phantom runs pretty fucking hard, bro, that it will have the most locked liquidity like it did last fucking bull cycle?
How explain? You can expand on that a little bit. What do you mean?
Yeah. Last bull cycle, I remember you were citing that DeFi Llama presented, or they had a graph showing Phantom had the most locked fucking supply, bro, than any other fucking token out there. Do you think that'll happen again, bro? Do you think Phantom will be number one again when it comes to lock supply? I know fucking Post ain't running hard, homie.
TVL, you mean, right?
Yeah. Total value locked.
Total value locked and stuff. It's going to get up there. Like this time around, like I would hope so, but I know there's going to be a lot of VC money in Solana this time around. And with the ETFs, if there's a Solana ETF at some point, then I can't say that, because you could have like minuscule amounts of locked Solana in some of these protocols, and then the Solana price could run up so high that it just kind of dwarfs everything. Because a lot of you have to understand TVL is mostly just you have stables, right? So when we look, if we look at the Pulse Bridge, right? If we look at the Pulse Bridge, right, there's like a few hundred, like $100 million and some change dollars on the bridge, and there's some other stables and stuff, or like that can be transferred out and stuff. That's real money. Then you have the tokens, and then depending on how you look at it, like what's the value of the token versus like real stables versus like Ethereum and stuff, and which these are all variable assets. But since crypto just, during a bull market we kind of ratchet up, like, yeah, it can go pretty crazy. I mean, like what's it at right now?
Let me pull it up again.
69 cents.
Yeah, it is exactly at 69 cents and 57% of a penny. It did wick up today to about fucking 74 cents and 88% of a penny.
That, you know why that's made me laugh? That's exactly what DeFi Kingdoms did. DeFi Kingdoms got to 74 cents and then dumped as well here in the year. And stuff like that. But I mean, I'm still with this. I mean, it's going to $2 by the summer, $2 at least.
I concur, man. I think we'll probably run the hottest around October, man. Now, what I'm noticing on the chart, bro, is that let me turn off this EMA ribbon so you guys can see this a little bit more close. I am on about the 20-day cycle, bro, of Phantom right now, give or take. So it may be that we are topping out and we'll start heading to the downside of anything, or maybe it'll dip down a little bit and we'll continue running to the upside. Usually the highest I will see on a 20-day cycle that's normal is 21 to 22 days. I'll get some anomalies here and there. I'll pull up to 25 days, and then something that completely fucking discombobulates the market, and we'll be at 30 days. But I think that small pullback is due. Let me turn on the fucking Bollinger Bands on this bitch, see if it's overheated, dude. And we did touch that third standard deviation, which is that white line. For you cats that don't know, whenever you make contact with that white line, you immediately shrink to the downside. And that's why you're getting this fucking weird-ass doji that we're printing out for UTC time. Because the last GigaChat candle we had, which was a bullish engulfing candle, did make contact with that third standard deviation. Know what I mean, Jelly Bean?
Yeah, so my target, I was thinking $140 for Phantom. Circa, I was thinking like summer out to October. So, okay, you got some level of agreement on that front. On the Phantom side of things, I think many of us are awaiting the rollout of Sonic on that, which will replace the Opera network, according to what they've been saying for Sonic. So it'll be a complete overall replacement, hard fork on that side of things. I know they've been testing Sonic with some of the Phantom archives. It is substantially faster on that front. They've have 95% cost reduction on running what they're calling their archival nodes for Phantom on Sonic. So we look forward to seeing that. It's like a 20%, not 20, 20x on cost efficiency improvements on the Sonic network. Last I heard, based on some of the chatter that I was reading coming out of East Denver, they're looking maybe March, April 2024. So like very soon, next 8 weeks, 12 weeks for Sonic 2.0 mainnet on that. So we'll see when they start merging networks and cutting everything over.
Can you say that one more time, Twinkie, for the people who weren't paying attention? When were you? What date was that?
So based on what I was reading for news coming out of ETH Denver, Sonic 2.0 mainnet, where they were looking at March, April 2024. There's also some chatter about airdrops, maybe even a Phantom Foundation, Phantom Network official stable coin on that front. So it's going to do like 10,000 transactions per second, I think, for what they're benchmarking or better on that. So it's going to be batshit fast. And then 1 second or faster time to finality. So when everything's encoded in the blockchain, signed, sealed, delivered on that front. Yeah, I'm looking for really big things coming out of Phantom with their Sonic network and Sonic tech. And I know they're an EVM based chain. So that's potentially a side grade for Ethereum mainnet as well as for Pulse chain. So I look forward to seeing how they roll that out.
Yeah, man, and not only that, man, they can use that upgrade on fucking on that EVM and apply it to Pulse Chain as per DCC, as what he had mentioned. I'm hoping they bring that whole fucking Sonic thing. I mean, if DCC makes a lot enough noise about that, I mean, I remember they changed the name of the jeweler. It used to be called the Bank in DeFi Kingdoms, and he started calling it the jeweler, and they changed the name on that shit. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully they do that shit, bro. They give that upgrade to Pulse Chain. That'll make it extra fucking bullish, man. Going back to the chart on fucking Phantom. Let's go back up to that bitch. Going back to the chart on Phantom. Let me go ahead and fucking draw this sucker back. Now, all support levels as far as the 50, the 100, and the 200, they're all below it. And we did get this fucking big-ass printout, and we did compromise this day, which was about December 23rd and 24th, which were the recent highs we needed to beat, and that value was at 57 cents. For a long time, we were oscillating within this box, and we did break up to the outside. Next area we do need to compromise is this big-ass fucking white line over here of about 88 cents, and I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility, Swingsters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. We got a few interesting folks with some questions and comments in the chat. So we got one from Magnus there asking about Sonic 2.0 mainnet.
Let's see, I pull the sucker up. We're thinking buy a rumor, sell the news event for Sonic 2.0 mainnet. Hey man, that may not be a bad idea there, Mr. Magnus.
Yeah, and I know Magnus has bags on bags of assorted things, man. So if you're in a position, why not, right? At least skim a little off the top. I think we still got more overall runway based on what I'm seeing for the rest of the year. Again, it's crypto, who knows? And of course, with everything else that's going on in the world, if World War III breaks out, all bets are off, and we'll see what ends up happening.
Curveball, a little curveball here, man. If World War III, if that shit does happen, I mean, I do follow a lot of fucking news as to what's going on with wars and stuff like that. Because I mean, now if that does occur, there is a possibility that the US dollar will go to shit. And if that does happen, bro, you can possibly see people using crypto a lot more, man. Of course, everything will dip immediately, but you could see the use of crypto endlessly, bro. Especially Bitcoin and all these other fucking tokens. You know what I'm saying? Ethereum and BTC. Maybe a little bit of Sol. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure on that. So Magnus, me personally, I am not planning on selling the news unless the multiple is where I want it to be. And then I'll consider skimming a little off the top. You know, nothing too crazy. I might take like 5%, you know, or whatever. But you know, not financial advice, blah, 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 blah. You know the deal, man.
Yaddy, yaddy, yaddy. You know what I'm saying? Now, one of the charts that I forgot to fucking talk about was one of the Bitcoin charts that me and Twinkie kind of drew up as to when we'll end up dipping again. I know that I'm backtracking a little bit, but I think this is some important data I wanted to share with you, cats. You know what I'm talking about, Twinksters, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Let me show you cats what I mean, man. Let me show you cats what I mean. I had this chart drawn up. Let me see. Boom. Now, Twinkie, if you check out Twinkie's video earlier, can you see it, Twinkie?
Yeah. Gotcha perfectly.
Now, Twinkie's video earlier this morning was talking about the possibilities of where Bitcoin can go and how far up it can go. And he was looking at the price points of about 80,000 as per Somi's technical analysis and about 340 what, Twinkie?
Yeah, so like I could get 80 grand from Somi. I could make that line up. I could make 240 line up with Richard's estimation, and I could even see like a further out 350K on the horizon. Also shout out to Chocolate Taint from the DGen Roundtable team, as he's definitely got some receipts. He had made a similar call a few months back. Basically, if you're looking at let's say the recent bull run market, you can just kind of look at that channel. It'll loosely form a channel for anyone who's looking at different charts. And you can potentially see if this is a relatively normal market, big if, right? Obviously, ETFs potentially have changed the equation in certain respects. So if conditions change, probabilities change, and then potentially your outcomes change. However, if a lot of the different trends stay the same, then yeah, I can see somewhere in the band of that channel, 80 grand to 240 grand, circa potentially as early as August of next year out to, let's say, November-ish. So interestingly enough, though, if you look at some of these different, just the way some things are playing out, last month of February, which is a short month too, in case anyone here has forgotten this, we had the best, by dollar value, the best Bitcoin open to close on a monthly ever. The last time we had a similar close of that kind of movement for a monthly candle on that was, I believe, October 21.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and that
major
was the
move
best
last month
in Bitcoin history as far as that goes.
Yeah. Again, by dollar amount, not by percentage, but you know, we're talking about basically a 20 grand move from where we started the month to where we ended the month.
Yeah. So, dude, that tells you how fucking bullish we are. Even my dad told me, bro, like, oh, by the way, if you guys are minding where DCC's at, he said he had to take care of something really quick. He'll be back online with us shortly. But yeah, even my father was saying that. He was mentioning, hey, dude, like, he's telling me in Spanish, like, Boggy, corrió bien fuerte el Bitcoin. No esperaba que fuera tan pronto. He was telling me, like, I didn't expect it to move so damn quick. And I'm like, pues, yeah, dude, the ETFs, bro. The ETFs are pumping it. And it led me to this chart. Me and Twinkie drew this sucker up. We were estimating the days of when Bitcoin could hit its new low. Of course, when we start dipping to the bear market. And the first time frame we did have, Twinkie, you can see this chart, right?
Yes.
From the bottom, it took about 26 bars. 26 bars so we can get to the top from the bottom. And it took 792 days. That was the very first launch of Bitcoin. And then we drew up some other bars over here. And then we found from the bottom, which is this green line right here, to the top over here. Let me draw it for you cats, for you guys that are driving and stuff like that, like Tex-Mex, hardest working trucker in America. Like, if you see these tops right here and these bottoms over here, it took approximately 1,065 days. Know what I mean? Now, if we look at the next bottom that we got, which was around 2018, and you measure out from the next top, which was the last bull cycle that we ran to its all-time high in November of 21, it took 1,065 days. Only 1 day's difference from where we're at right now. So what we went ahead and we did, myself and Twinksters, we drew up the current bottom that we got, which is here, and that was about 15,361, ballpark in it. And we grabbed this measuring tool and we pulled it out all the way to 1,066 days. If it's keeping this consistency, and we noticed that day was going to be around possibly around the Thanksgiving time frame of 2025, and it would make sense because usually, for the most part, we are bullish during October, and when we dip, it's not surprising that it's usually in November, and that's what happened last time. You know what I mean? 1,065 days puts us in that time frame. So ballpark, that may be when we start bottoming, or that's when we possibly hit our top. You know what I'm saying? What you think, Twinksters?
Yeah, it's certainly a possibility. And for myself, just looking at how I played 21 and late 21, and you know, I know 1,000. Hey, folks, you may not be able to 1,000x your bag this run. You can 1,000x your knowledge for sure. So pay attention, spend some time learning different aspects of it. Go take Charlie Miguel's courses. They'll teach you everything you need to know as far as being able to engage with the market in a variety of fashions, be it on-chain analysis, technical analysis, fundamental analysis. And oh, by the way, you build out a killer network of individuals. So all that aside, when I'm looking at things I could have done better circa end of 21, it's not just reading market signals that, hey, maybe things are starting to turn. Obviously, there's a major narrative at the end of 21. Oh, is this super cycle, 100 grand Bitcoin? And I am seeing a lot of interesting parallels right now. But again, the wild card for me is the ETF side of things. Can you pull up Zenith's prior comment about BlackRock, please?
Sure.
So BlackRock accumulated 10 billion in BTC for the ETF. Yeah, that will move a market for sure. Absolutely, right? And there are other players like Vanguard who have still yet to enter the market. They are gobbling up the available BTC faster than it can be produced. You know, DCC mentioned it was like 900 a day ballpark is what the current production is. And when the halving kicks around, that's going to get slashed. So demand, depending which stats you're looking at, are roughly in the realm of 10 times what is able to be produced today. So it's only going to get worse. Potentially, it's going to be what? 20 times what's able to be produced in a given day. The numbers going up. Potentially, number really goes up really fast. At the end of the day, yeah, the stupid old boss, right? Imagine having to take that L, you know, in public in that fashion, man.
Hey, can you elaborate on that, Twinkie?
Yeah. So officially,
people that don't know about, I mean, there's new people coming onto the crypto space every day. So
yeah. So Vanguard's one of the big firms that has trillions of assets under management on that front. Their prior CEO, Tim Buckley Mortimer, was saying, you know, oh, we're not going to do any sort of Bitcoin ETF. We don't believe that's right for our customers and then all of a sudden the companies that did do the ETF, it was just bam, 50%. You made your clients 50% money, more money in as many days for that. So certainly Vanguard missed out on billions of dollars to be made currently, never mind trillions in the future on that front. So officially Mortimer is he's retiring. I'm pretty sure he was forcibly retired on that front. They'll try to let him leave with a little bit of dignity on that front. Yeah. Go ahead, so Grayscale, right? Whatever team they had in place was able to see into the future and make that read, or at least have the balls and conviction to make that happen. Yeah, kudos to them. And Zenith has got one more comment right after that I think is worth pulling up. So that company probably has a fiduciary duty to get rid of him after that massive L. Yeah, they have to. I mean, there's no way they can walk around with a straight face. It's like, how did you not terminate that guy? Yeah. So, hey, as DCC was saying, they're going to be our exit liquidity this cycle. I look forward to having them hold my bags on as I exit off the dance floor on this one.
Yeah, they were dumbasses, bro. I mean, like I was saying with Agent J, bro. Shout out to the guys at the DGen Roundtable, and Agent J, bro. Dude, boomers, they're pretty knowledgeable people, man. But one thing they don't know about at all, man, is a lot of the crypto shit and dating. Don't pay attention to them when it comes to dating and crypto shit, bro. They have no idea what they're talking about. And Dave Ramsey may be a fucking badass, bro, at fucking teaching you how to save money, how to get out of debt, how to buy a home, how to fucking pay off your medical bills, how to fucking what type of insurances to buy, term life insurance, all that other shit, man, and how to save. Great. That's fabulous, man. But these cats do not want to update, man, when it comes to freaking the crypto aspect and the dating aspect. They're still kind of stuck in the 60s and the 50s for that shit. You know what I mean? And the 70s. Of course, man, that cat had to get removed because, dude, you had BlackRock buying, and isn't BlackRock one of the direct competitors to Vanguard? And I was thinking that Vanguard was a bigger corporation than that of BlackRock.
Yeah, I think BlackRock's the I want to say the biggest. Don't hold me to it. I have to go check current stats on that, as depending on what assets you're holding, that can shift relatively rapidly in the grand scheme of things. So let's see here. As far as this report from last year, this is pre all the BTC stuff. Vanguard was a larger entity than BlackRock by the tune of let's see here, 20 billion, but that seems a little off. So anyway, I'd have to go poke around. Anyway, regardless, they are some of the largest conglomerates that basically control everything. Yeah, it looks like, again, just looking at some different stats, BlackRock on this one outpaces Vanguard. Anyway, they've got trillions of dollars under management on that front. So yeah, giant L on Vanguard. As far as the rest of us, we'll see how they ultimately deal with what looks like it's going to be a level of BTC shortage.
Yeah, man. That big L for them, bro. So they're gonna be buying. I mean, they're gonna have to start buying now, bro. Unless they want to buy the fucking top and pull off a Michael Saylor, man. If Vanguard wants to catch up, DCC. It wasn't GG33 saying that Vanguard was bigger than BlackRock. I remember him saying that on your show one time.
It historically it's been, yes, it's been in terms of just the retirement space, in terms of like retiree money and 401k money. Yes, it is bigger. It is bigger, but let me see if I got this correctly. Yeah, it is bigger, but in terms of just overall assets, BlackRock is now bigger than Vanguard. But Vanguard, in terms of like, if you're looking at just terms of retirement, 401k money and stuff like that, it's like they're bigger. I mean, not BlackRock, Vanguard created the space effectively. You know, ETFs and stuff like that were mutual funds to ETFs were basically pioneered by Vanguard, and were the first ones to cut the cost down and stuff, because like mutual funds back in the day had pretty high fees, and they like Jack Bogle and all those guys and stuff really just lowered them down until eventually, like, they weren't, the big thing was just launching a new mutual fund that just actively traded, and they basically get to just destroy you in fees. Basically, they could have been outperformed by 24%, and then you'd like get 12%, and they'd keep the rest.
Yeah, dude, man, dude, they're gonna have to buy up the fucking BTC the way it is now, man. It is what it is, dude. Unless they're gonna have to catch up, if anything. Now, DCC
tops.
Yeah, DCC, since you did pull back, I went ahead and my back traced as to one of the charts that I missed, and that was the time frames as to when Bitcoin could dump. And I've got Spooky Swap saved up for you, and let's go over to the Spooky Swap chart. Now, for you guys that are fucking watching this in a dark room, get ready. This shit's gonna blow out your fucking face, dude, because it is a white fucking screen, and I'm gonna have to use CoinTrader.pro, which I fucking hate, but it is what it is, monkeys. Current value of Boo is $1.78. And as per what do you think, homie?
Glorious. Oh my God, I made so much money. That's great. Now,
in the words of the Hodge twins, busting all kinds of nuts.
Inside of them sugar walls. That's right. But yeah, it's doing really great. Now that more of Spooky Swap's supply is like out now, it can sort of kind of act like a degen coin a little bit. Obviously, it would have these periods back in 21 where it would actually lag behind Phantom, and then have these kind of catch-up moves, but then just kind of lag behind it. But it's because there was just so much inflation going on. But I don't know if you can pull up Spooky Swap on like something like Gecko or something like that. Yeah, but but you're still earning about 11 during the whole bear market to now and stuff like that. I mean, up until like even a year ago, you were still earning like 25-30% APR on XBOO. I think we're at 11 or 12% APR right now. Obviously, I bet you if I checked Spooky Swap right now, the APR is shot up because of how much volume is going through it, because the price has jumped up almost at 2x basically.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to check that shit later on today, bro. See how it's fucking doing, bro. To see how the liquidity pools are doing.
Oh yeah, it's doing. I bet you're doing good.
Right there.
Let me see. I don't see it.
Oh, I didn't pull it up.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah. So look, it's still a $17 million token. I mean, look at the total supply. I mean, basically, almost all of it's out now. I would say, like, if I just guesstimation here, we're probably looking at like there's another 30-40% of 30% more tokens that need to come out, but they're slowly being emitted. So all the major inflation's happened already, and now whatever's coming out is pretty slow and steady. There's plenty of yield enough for the whole bull run, and then because of this coin does have demand, they are going to put one of the bridges on there and stuff like that. It's I think it's used Axelar, and it's used I forgot the other one. Layer Zero. Yeah, layers. I like Axelar way better than Layer Zero in terms of their bridges and stuff like that. People are still trying to onboard through there and stuff, so it does work pretty well. They are eventually going to get the bridge money back, maybe 80 cents on the dollar or something like that, because the CCP needs to take their cut. But they are going to get
Phantom, right?
They're going to get. Say it again.
You're talking about Phantom, Michael Kong recovering that shit from the CCP.
It's from the CCP, because it was held by the CCP. And so I'm pretty sure they're going to take a 20% haircut, but they will get at least most of the funds back. And that's going to supercharge the ecosystem. And then they're going to use that money to kind of create their stable and then, make the bridge basically that they're going to come out with pretty soon. And that'll attach to Spooky Swap. And we're kind of back to cooking. One of the big things I saw recently that I knew that like things were starting to heat back up was Spooky Swap for the last maybe 4 months didn't really have much incentive pools for XBOO. The XBOO pools came back, and you have Kirby, you have Hefe, and you have Geist basically still in there, and the Kirby and the Geist one were a little newer and stuff. So by having those pools there, so that showed me like, okay, there's starting to be new projects. They're giving admissions to Spooky Swap token. And you're having people starting to bid this up because this is an income producing token. So all the other underlying protocols will try to get you to deposit your Spooky Swap or Spooky Swap LPs on their platform so they can earn the fees and they can give you admission tokens while they're earning income off of Spooky Swap, basically. So Spooky Swap token is one of the main centers outside of Phantom alone. This is one of the main income tokens for the whole ecosystem and stuff like that. So pretty important token, and it's $17 million. I mean, look at Phantom. I mean, just look at Phantom in market cap. It's $2 billion almost, damn near. Let's see FTM. Right. So we're talking about almost $2 billion in market cap versus $17 million. I mean, what's Jupiter at right now? I bet you it's at 70 cents for some reason, some dumb reason, right? Let's look at Jupiter. Yeah, Jupiter's at $800 million market cap for the founder says don't invest in my token. It was basically airdropped to everybody. I do think this is a decent token at some point, right? But then look compared to Solana, right? I mean, it's like Solana is like a lot, right? So when this is what makes me bullish on some of these tokens is eventually some of this market cap or some of these coins, the clones. Eventually some of this market cap translates back into that. So because you'll have a certain portion, it could be even 0.25% of people holding Solana go, okay, fuck it, I'll move some of my Solana into Jupe and everything, and then that causes just massive amounts of money. Like trickle down economics work in crypto, and then all the liquidity pairs are based off of Solana or are Solana based, right? So on Phantom, they're all Phantom based as well. So, as Phantom's ripping up, this is going to drag, Boo up, and then people start going like, oh, I need to speculate on stuff. So let's go.
Yeah, man. Boo does look pretty fucking bullish, bro. That's some interesting data that you dropped on us, DCC, as far as that's going. Let's check out the chart, man, and see where we're at on our fucking 20-day cycle. Keep fucking seeing this fucking coin market or this coin market cap chart, or not coin market cap, but CoinTrader.pro. I drew up this big ass black line, man, because that's an area we do need to compromise. As per what I'm seeing here from this high that we had on February 4th, 2023, and these lows that I had here on June 20, 2022. So I think that's an area we do need to beat. And of course, if I activate my moving averages, they're way below what the current value is at. Now, one thing I did notice on the Bollinger Bands, unfortunately, these Bollinger Bands don't have standard deviations, kind of like the ones Charlie gave us. And we are protruding way past the Bollinger Band. So it would not surprise me that we start returning to the downside or we start printing a red candle soon. As far as the 20-day cycles goes on doggone Boo, we're at approximately day 8. So if I push the sucker all the way out to day 14, you're talking about March 9th. Ballpark when we could start getting another freaking dip, or when it'll start a new cycle all the way up to fucking March 16th. Of course, my ass is not buying any more Spooky Swap. Fuck no, it's too fucking overheated in my opinion. I'm saying.
No, sure. No. I mean, it's fine. Yeah, you always want to buy stuff on red days anyway. I mean, you don't want to buy into the parabolic green candles and stuff like, hey, it's up 70% on the day. I think I'll buy some.
Yeah. Yeah, when you FOMO on hard. You fuck with Boo there, Twinkie? I think you were talking about it the other day, man.
Yeah. I got some staked Boo and the like. On the Spooky Swap side of things, I know, shout out to the Pussy Gang, right? In the grand scheme of things on this one. Just like was sweeping through the NFT collection, there's a couple of low-hanging fruit left at around the 350 to 370 Phantom mark. After that, everything's 400 on up. So if you actually look at when the course is running DCC, just in phantom pricing, it'll have gone up by 33%. That's just in phantom pricing. Now you start flip that over to real world dollars, and it's even above and beyond that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's not including the yield you could have got on it as well, which is pretty
right. Stake it out for sure. So, hey, you and Charlie tend to pull off a lot of W's in that course.
But it helps when the market actually gives, because, like, so, you know, it's like these we see these plays like here, but like at the end of the day, we can only really just provide gains that the market gives at the end of the day. Like, I mean, obviously, we can tell when some coins are deeply undervalued and stuff, but the market doesn't move; it doesn't move. So, like, as much as like buy Hex, right? And it's not moving. It's not moving.
Yeah, man. DCC, I remember, and I've said this story multiple times on my show, man. I remember, bro, when I got into crypto, first token I ever bought was fucking SHIB. And for about 8 months straight, I was listening to BitBoy and I was listening to fucking Coin Bureau, not understanding what the fuck they were talking about DeFi. And it's not till I had my fucking consultation with you that you taught me how to use Spooky Swap. Right. And then I think the very next day you were saying, hey, get ready for that fucking the Magic Cats freaking drop. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I remember that shit, man. Dude, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, bro. So I didn't ape into any Magic Cats. I ended up buying one at a fucking all-time high. You know what I'm saying?
Well, thank you.
No,
but that's you have to learn. You have to. I mean, you have to learn by trying. You know, that's the best way. Like, there's only so much textbook learning you can do. You have to have some on-field training. You have to try it. You know, you're gonna have some bumps and bruises. Like, buy a small amount of a meme coin just for fun, see what happens and stuff, or just figure out how it works. Or, you know, if you want to learn how to do something, you have to try to do it a little bit, but you got to be very, very careful, right? You just lower your exposure to to risk and stuff. But then once you see like, oh, my thesis is working and I've done it multiple times, then you can start, okay, let me push it a little bit more, but let me not go too crazy with it. And then over the next couple of years, you're like, I'm a DeFi ninja now, you know?
Yeah. Pretty much, man. That's what you turn into. Twinkie, thank you for mentioning the fucking Magic Cats. For you guys that don't know, I know we're getting a lot of new people into the fucking into the whole crypto space. Magic Cats can be used to fucking increase your yield bonuses on Spooky Swap. For a lot of people that don't know,
they're gonna come out with some new Spooky Swap cats as well, and stuff for liquidity pairs and stuff like that. I think I don't know what they're called. I think they're dark cats or they're like the dark version, like the shadow version of the Magic Cats are gonna come out, and they're gonna be like. But those are going to come out once the V3 is out of beta. So there's a new Spooky Swap upgrade called V3, and basically they're just adding, like, it sounds like more like they're adding V4 balancer almost damn near, and like V3 like Uniswap, so you can like really like choose how to create your liquidity instead of 50-50 pairs.
Yeah,
but they're kind of taking the bonded liquidity side, because you remember, if you guys ever remember when Uniswap V3 came out, you get an NFT. It's kind of like a square picture, right? They're going to put like some sort of dark Magic Cats on those pictures, and then do all kinds of things like that. And they're going to try to sell them on PaintSwap and stuff. So I'm pretty bullish on PaintSwap in terms of volume in the future and stuff, because they're like that's probably where some of the most volume is going to happen for like financialized NFTs, probably.
Yeah,
at least until probably next cycle.
Yeah, I concur, man. I concur, bro. Freaking Ascending Man did make a good freaking comment here. He said, look for cheap tokens based on your core coins, not USD. And we're getting those vibes from back in the day in 2021 where ETH fees were fucking expensive, dude. I've got 2 hex stakes coming out later on this month, bro. I'm saving up to get those fucking hex stakes out, man.
Yeah. Oh my God. On the Ethereum side, I'm guessing?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. On the Ethereum side. But I do have my fucking Pulse Chain side, if anything. Well, before we migrate over to Hex and we talk about that, we got to cover the fragrance of the evening. Now, if you haven't been watching my show here, DCC, I always cover the fragrance of the evening. Since YouTube doesn't let me show these beautiful freaking tools back here, I have to move on to fucking fragrance, if anything. And today's fragrance of the day is Terry Mugler, Pure Havana. This is hands down my favorite fucking fragrance. This is a fucking 10 in my opinion. Now, in my opinion, this is a very fucking masculine scent. You get like a honey cherry tobacco vibe. A little bit of vanilla and patchouli. It is very warm. I do not recommend you wear this during the fucking day because you will choke people out, I promise you. Average fucking time on your skin, on your clothes is about 6 to 7 hours. The only setback about Terry Mugler and this product is that this motherfucker, you can only get it on eBay now or Mercari, and you're gonna pay a good fucking price of about $180 because it's discontinued. I learned about this bad boy through Kevin Samuels, and it quickly became my favorite, bro. This shit is fucking fire, dog. One of my favorites, bro, of all time. And I'll probably buy a couple more fucking of these, bro, because, dude, I love this shit. I've already been through one bottle, dog. You know what I'm
saying? I'll definitely check it out, man. And if you, for anyone who wants a recommendation, man, if you want to smell like a basic bitch, Sauvage by Dior is probably one of the best. You want to smell like everybody else? I'm with you.
Dude, I fucking hate your Sauvage, bro. I fucking
go.
hate it, bro.
The old Creed Aventus. There you go. There you go.
Is that the original formulation there?
Yeah.
DCC?
Yeah, that's the original formulation, and then you basically like load them in from like the liquid form into this, and then you put it into the some of the little carriers here.
Yeah, I remember you pull that sucker out, man.
Yeah, man, this shit smells good, but it's oil based and stuff, which I like. I like those longer lasting ones because you know, a lot of the alcohol based ones, unless you like put them in, unless you mix it in with some sort of like, I don't know, Vaseline or something, it won't last that long, but it smells really good at first, you know.
Yeah, so, Twinkie, we use Vaseline, bro, to make these freaking fragrances last longer, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, man, what the guys in the bright shirts do with Vaseline is their own business.
just getting wailed up, you know. But that's a really good one. You know something that actually fresh. I'm gonna give you some sauce right now. Some sauce.
Drop that.
At some point, we are gonna have fresh back on for Return on Flex webinar, which is gonna be like a flash webinar and stuff for the Citadel and the guys in the Crypto Mindset course. But some sauce here. I didn't believe him on this shit because, you know, like I just didn't like. I was like, bro, no way, all right. But he was really he was really adamant about like one cologne that girls really like is like platinum from Victoria's Secret for men. So it's like some of the Victoria's Secret colognes, but for men, apparently. And as a guy, you would never think of like Victoria's Secret cologne. Man, boy, what kind of what incarnation are you talking about? But I've actually bought. I was like, fuck it, let me buy them both, right? They actually smell pretty good, and I've gotten like a ton of compliments. Like I've just worn it because like sometimes I don't have any cologne on me, and I was like, oh screw it, let me grab it, I'll spray myself. And I've gotten a ton of compliments both on Creed and on those right there because girls smell like them and like those colognes all the time, but then guys never wear them. So it's like something like they're always being exposed to, but they would only smell it in the store. So it brings this whole thing of like, oh wow, you smell like something I like and stuff. It's pretty insane. Like I didn't think about that, but it was just something like just some little sauce, some little like just a little something that like, you know, our boy Fresh has been like laid us down some jewels. Yeah, called VS Him Platinum. That's right. Are you muted?
Boogie? Yeah, Boogie's muted.
My bad. Yeah, one cat was actually messaging me about that fragrance on Telegram. If I ever had smelled it, I gotta check it out, man. Now we did have fucking Moonpill Rational Optics asked here, Boogie, I'm picking up that Mercedes-Benz Club Black. Now, for you cats that don't know, man, this motherfucker is a hidden jewel, bro. Mercedes-Benz Club Black. It's only about 50 or 60 bucks, bro. This shit is fucking amazing, dude. Also very good, competable. It can compete with Tuxedo. Now, DCC, I see that you got a little bit of a smirk there.
Yeah.
He's got opinions. Yeah. So Boogie, that's actually one of the ones I do have in my collection, my limited collection. But
you got Mercedes-Benz Club Black.
Yes, I do.
That's what I'm talking about, son. That shit is a hidden jewel, and it's very affordable. A lot of cats don't know about this one, man. I give it a 9.3. That Terry Mugler, Pure Havana, this is a 10, but you do have to like tobacco. This shit is fucking sexy, man. I love this shit.
Bro, I'm just dying right now, dude. This is full on a fragrance fucking channel. Right
we took a wrong left turn at Albuquerque.
I actually have a bunch of fragrances right there on the. I'm just looking. I'm like, which one do I showcase right now? But
you gotta load up. You gotta load up the picture on Telegram, homie. We gotta see that shit in the Citadel.
Yeah, I'll post them. I'll post them later and stuff. I need to get them all out right now, but like I have a couple of Versace ones and stuff there. I love the Versace ones, but like everyone always gets the Eros and stuff. There's a lighter like sport version of it and stuff. It was like I love that smell. It's probably my favorite cologne, but it's just doesn't last for nothing, man. 2 hours and it's gone, dude. It pisses me off, but you could literally shower yourself in this cologne, smell awesome, and then like 2 hours later you smell like armpit again. Horrible.
Yeah, I got some sauce for that, man. I got some fucking I got some data to make that sucker last, man.
Yeah.
I'll drop it on the next show so you can check it out, man. There's an actual oil that you can get from the Arabic countries, bro, that you can apply on yourself. Then you put it over, bro. But dude, once you put that fucking fragrance on, bro, you need to fucking cool down for about an hour and a half, bro, before you go outside, because you will choke people the fuck out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god, what is oh my god, of course. Citadel's going crazy. There you go. Yeah, that's right.
Are they?
Yeah, they're going crazy and stuff. Let me drop the link. Let me drop the link in the Citadel just for fun.
Yeah, do it.
There you go. But there's one cologne that just brought me back. I saw it the other day. The first cologne I ever got was Chrome. I don't know if you remember the Chrome cologne.
I've seen it before when I was a boy.
Yeah,
when I was about a teenager.
This is Teenage Miguel though. This is Teenage Miguel. But this cologne was popping back in the day. That one in like Abercrombie and Fitch for some reason, because like I was going to I was going to white boy high school and stuff. So every mom hey, it's being for real. They carted us immigrants into that white high school and stuff because you want to know a funny story? They were about to shut down that high school, so they moved them fucking school lines, and they allowed a bunch of Hispanics and black dudes to get into that school and stuff. Because it was about to get shut, like, you know, shout out to Monterey High. It was about to get shut down and stuff like that. So they said, "Fuck it, let's bring them over" and stuff like that. It was hilarious. It was like my 9th grade year was like apartheid or so. It was like some crazy. It was like crazy. It was like it was the most weirdest thing ever. It was like, imagine like you mix like salt water and fucking fresh water. It was the weirdest shit ever. And then, you know, 2 years later, everyone was cool. It kind of mixed together and everyone was fine. But it was like so fucking funny. Like, yeah, like you had the Mexicans over here, you had the Asians right here, you got the whites, and then you had the sport whites over here, and you got the dorks over there. It was fucking hilarious. Everyone was it was like stereotypical, like it was like a prison school mixed in with like the Breakfast Club. In terms of the cliques, it was so weird, dude.
I was about to say, it sounds like one of those blood in, blood out movies, bro. Freaking like prison gangs and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it was really cool and shit. I mean, it's kind of funny. One day, I shouldn't get into this now. It's gonna get in trouble. Never mind. I won't go.
Yeah,
protect the innocent. Protect the innocent.
Protect the innocent. I'll stop now. But yeah,
all right, man. Dude, I'm having a blast with this shit, but we got to move on to the fucking tokens, bro. We got to move on to the tokens. Let's go over to fucking EHEX, man. Let's see what it's entailing with EHEX. Now, one thing I did notice, Matt, my favorite chart is no longer operational, and that's that Uniswap V3 chart, man. That shit is not updating any data, so I had to come back to TradingView, unfortunately. Current value of HEX, man, which has been holding down pretty damn well, at least for the past 4 fucking days, is at 1 cent exactly. And I'm assuming because we already closed at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, it's going to maintain that value and use it as a scaffold to continue rallying to the upside. Areas we do have to compromise in the immediate time frame would be this 1 penny and 30% of a penny. And then if we go above it, it's 1 penny and 33% of a penny. I think that would be a good spot to go to. Now, mind you, I don't have the chart up. Agent J did have it up on my last stream. There is some liquidity walls on Uniswap, which the cat at CoinX, or what's it called, BankX, he set up. I think it's all the way up to 3.6 cents. And whenever we reach those goals of about 3.6 cents all the way up, there's like 7 walls, man, that we got to break. And the HEX community does have to absorb those prices up, man, so we can continue rallying to the upside. If I activate the EMA ribbon, the badass thing is that we do have HEX at an area of support. Now, one thing that I am slightly noticing is that this 200 EMA, which comes along with this EMA ribbon, is slightly above the value of HEX, and it's sandwiching it between 1 cent and the value of about 1 cent and 9 cents. So if we break past that, which I think we already did, we should continue rallying to the upside. Now, Miguel, I know you're a big 60% PHEX guy, 40% EHEX guy, and I know we've always slightly bumped heads on this. I'm more of a 60% EHEX guy and a 40% PHEX guy. What do you think about HEX right now, man, in your opinion?
It's so cheap. I mean, relative. I mean, if you look at HEX and EHEX, PHEX versus like incentive token, Pulse Chain, and PulseX, they've just pumped. Well, actually, but I guess Pulse Chain is probably the closest to like the gains that the other coins have made. But like, obviously, PulseX has done really good, and incentive tokens did even better, right? Yeah. And I mean, as people FOMO more into incentive token, that drives yield up and that drives price up for the PulseX token because people start staking it and buying it and stuff like that. So that's driving up prices and stuff. And then I think it has lagged behind. Obviously, the stuff with BankX. I mean, I still to this day don't know what the Godwell thought. I don't know, it was a fat finger or anything, but I mean, but the Godwell has been a lot more active lately, and there's been some discussions, and it seems like he's still trying to help the ecosystem and just kind of being an overall good person. But it's still kind of like, why did you send those coins to BankX? That makes no fucking sense. So I have no idea whether it was like a conspiracy to let's just tank this side, get everyone over here. But no matter what ends up happening is that the average person doesn't know how to use Pulse Chain or get onto Pulse Chain at all. So they're just going to be like, they're like a cycle behind on information. So they're like, how do I get exposure to the Hex ecosystem? Oh, just buy Hex on Ethereum, and that's what they're. And it's almost become like sort of a meme coin, but like, hey, meme coins make money. So like, I wouldn't be surprised. It doesn't take. I mean, sure, there's like all those walls there and stuff to kind of stop
sugar walls.
I wouldn't call them sugar walls, man. I call them yeast walls. These fucking yeast infection walls. But it's just mind-boggling, the whole BankX situation, because it's like, if we didn't have that, like it's the one only parking brake we have on the whole Hex ecosystem. Because in turn, whether the guys on PHEX believe it or not, it fucking pumps the brakes on PHEX too. It slows the gains down. Like, I really believe if we didn't have BankX, we'd probably see like incentive token top in gains, and then we probably have EHEX, PHEX, and then PulseX, then Pulse Chain.
Yeah, man.
Because what'll happen is like there's Pulse Chain will shoot up, and then eventually there's a catch up, and then the X's catch up on the other coins, right? That's kind of how it goes, right? Most volatile to least volatile. And I mean, right now the whole ecosystem has just got this parking brake that doesn't help, because if EHEX shoots up, all the dum-dums on all the other YouTube channels, that's what they look at, because they're not even looking at crypto bubbles. They're just looking at, like, if that most are like, oh yeah, Hex, let's see where Hex is at. Oh, down bad. Or like, oh, it's doing okay, but like it's doing comparable. Like, I mean, if they're just smart and they're charting it correct, right, they'll be like, all right, this went at 22% of a penny. It's at a penny now. Okay, this is at a 4x. Okay, that's done about more than Cardano and more than some L1s are lagging behind. So it's actually kept up. Okay, cool. And then they're like, by my calculations, let's see, I bought Ethereum at 8. What's Ethereum's current price right now? 3,400? 36? 35?
Yeah, I think it's at about 3,400, give or take, ballpark.
3,400 divided by 800 is 4.25. Yeah, it's slightly beating Ethereum. That's good. It's keeping up value, and it is. So I mean, most of these guys didn't buy the bottom at all, which we know for a fact they didn't. But so they're like a 3. So it has outpumped Ethereum, which is good, right?
Yeah,
bottom to top and stuff like that, right? And shout out to you guys, because I know a lot of you guys bought the bottom.
Dude, and I don't get it. I don't see why freaking Godwell did that and bought the fucking stable coin on BankX. I mean, why not just buy USDC? I don't understand why he did that, man. That was kind of sus in my opinion, dog. Or maybe he was pissed off at the whole freaking Hex community.
I got some sauce. I'll say a little bit here, but I'll talk about it more tomorrow.
Sure.
Like, all the moves Richard's doing is kind of leading into what I talked about in the course a little bit, which was, it has a lot to do with DAI. I think DAI is like, how there's PDAI in the meme. I think the PDAI meme with like because I like what's called B roots and stuff like that, and all the narratives and shit. It's funny, but I think legitimately what's going to happen is Maker is going to convert itself to an L1, and Canto is going to be its L2, and I think Richard's making deals, or the OA, or whoever, I don't know who makes rain around here, is doing deals with DAI in order to have native DAI on Pulse Chain, because Vitalik dumped all his Maker tokens. And now Vitalik's like actively looking into liquidity, the old which loan tokens based off and stuff. Liquidity is looking back into that, and then they're looking into like new places to create another stable coin right now. And there's all kinds of like political stuff going down. I mean, even USDC just announced that they've left Tron. They're no longer going to validate Tron anymore, so they left Tron recently. So there's a lot of shifting sort of pieces inside of the stablecoin game. But the way I look at it is, more than likely our first native stablecoin is going to be DAI. I think is when DAI becomes a L1, I don't know the tokenomics of it and stuff like that in terms of whether it's going to stock split itself or it's going to keep the same supply, but they're going to become their own L1 that they are going to start doing deals with all kinds of other places because they have to, because Ethereum is not backing them anymore. So I think Pulse Chain is going to be one of the first rodeo houses they're going to go to. They're going to go to Tron. I think they're going to go to every other place that'll accept them pretty much. And
yeah, that's a fucking alpha right there, dog.
That's some big alpha right there. So that's what I'm not surprised by all the DAI moves because, like, I mean, the minute I saw Richard, like, as soon as I saw the OA or whatever, all heavy into DAI, clicked in my head. I knew why right there. So I mean, I've been tracking DAI for a long time now. So I know the whole background story with it. I mean, we all know like the maker founder got killed in Puerto Rico, but the dude had clothes on, like, imagine you have a bunch of rings on, he has earrings, he has all kinds of stuff, and he wakes up like he's dead. He wakes up dead. He's found dead on the beach, butt naked, nothing on him.
Yeah.
How'd that happen? Huh? Even if you get stuck into a vortex and shit, like your shit's not, you're gonna have some articles of clothing. Like if I fall into I mean, hopefully this on would die, but like your Rolex will stay on your hand. If it's double clasped, like if you actually fell and died and stuff like that, like you wouldn't be like as you're drowning, you're like getting butt naked and stuff in the fucking water and stuff. Let me take my socks off. No, even if the riptide, you would still have some of your rings on, some socks probably, or your shoes or your pants would be all down to your chone. Like no, like your clothes are not going to be 100% ripped off. That's not happening.
Yeah, that was suspect, man. A lot of that shit happens in PR, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened in PR. Like I know guys who saw him on the beach. They were walking the beach and they saw the body with all the police officers around. They're like, oh,
yeah,
shit.
And in PR, this is a good thing, man. In the PR, you can own these beautiful freaking tools over here. You're welcome to own those tools in PR as well. They're not illegal. Carry if you can. You know what I'm saying, at all times, I'm a big proponent of concealed carry. Open carry if your state permits you. You know what I'm saying? Not to freaking sidetrack too much from crypto. Yeah. Now, Twinksters. Hex.
What's up, brother?
Tell me.
Yeah. So here's my thought here. Relative to pumping, based on what I'm seeing, I think there's a good chance EHEX as a percentage will outpump PHEX currently. And that's largely for me based on the comparatively thinner liquidity on the Ethereum side of things. DCC as the EHEX evangelist here, what are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I can see that. It's just less liquidity, so it can definitely move. It just depends on how heavy, like, because like liquidity walls are bullshit. It's like the promise of pussy. Like it's there because like they'll keep the selling walls there, but then they start seeing like, holy fuck, if I remove the walls, let the price run up higher, I can get more money and then put the new walls in. Like, because like the liquidity, like this is what people base all this math on, liquidity walls and stuff, but they pull them all the time because they're like part of it, like, oh fuck, I'm getting ratioed out because like even though if you're in the liquidity walls and stuff, the price hits that point, you're out, or you're selling a certain portion, or you're depending on whether it's stable, Ethereum to this or USDC to that in terms of EHEX, they might end up like no one likes to like, oh, I sold for that profit. Then you see like, oh fuck, the coin ran up even higher than that. So shit. Let me I got it. Let me just do that to the token. So, but I'm with you on that. Like this is why I didn't fade it. Like I was 60-40 at the beginning, and then I did 70-30 at the end there. And then I did a couple more DCAs when it got down there, just because it got so cheap, dude. I mean, it was like $2,500 for a million EHEX.
That's
like I'm gonna do shit. I bought a lot of it there. Cool. I bought a lot on PHEX as well and stuff. But the only reason I'm a heavier PHEX now is just because I'm staking. I'm still, one of the rare guys staking. Haha. But that's where you're gonna stake and stuff. I mean, EHEX, I mean, the one negative is like I do have to stake a stupid amount. Like you definitely, I mean, what the current price, $10,000, like you're gonna have to be staking like $500,000, $1 million just to protect yourself against gas fees and stuff, and make sure that it's out there and stuff. So it's like, I've told a lot of guys, if you're going to be staking your hex, I mean, stake it out for 26, 27, 27, 28, 29. Like I've been loading up my T shares on those dates because I'm prepping for the next bull run. Right. But does that mean that I have all my liquid? Like no, like I'm keeping a very large amount of liquid EHEX and PHEX, but I'm making sure that I'm like 20-30% of my bag. Cool. Let me just throw it out, pump that up, and then a couple extra holes in the T-shirt ladder, and then done. You know, like anything that I want to like possibly sell into 26, 25, and now I'm keeping liquid. You know, and the t-shirts are going to get rarer and rarer. I mean, they're going to start getting quite expensive because at some point maybe P-Hex and E-Hex don't dump as much as they have historically in the past. Watch, they only dump like 80%, 60%, 70%, it's probably not 60, but 70, 80% instead of 95%. And then it wicks off the bottom there, and then it's just chilling, boring, and it costs a lot of money to get those t-shirts. You know, it starts getting this ratchet effect, and then a lot of OGs are just dumping their tokens, and not because like the sentiment was kind of the Island Boys broke the camel's back when it came to staking on E-Hex and P-Hex a little bit, and more people are just like letting their stakes run out, and it's making t-shirts even rarer. I mean t-shirts are evaporating.
Yeah, I concur, dude. And you're right, DCC. You did mention a while back, man, that E-Hex was going to become a fucking whale game when it comes to fucking t-shirts, man. You know
major whale game and stuff like that. So whoever can get, I mean, like it's going to get to the point. I mean, the beautiful thing is like you guys take profits at the top, close. You don't have to get very close to the top, but like just moderately close within 70% of the top. Like as an example, let's just say it goes to $1. I'm saying it's going to $1, but let's say it goes to $1 E-Hex.
Yeah.
You're selling anywhere 50 cents, 80 cents. Who cares? You bought it for 20. You guys bought it for sub penny or penny now, and it went like you did a 50x on it, or you did a 70x on it. You take profits. It from $1, it crashes down. Let's see, it crashes down like maybe to 20 cents, maybe like 8-10 cents. It goes 90% retracement. You buy back in. You got more. You get your T-shares. You got more liquid than you have ever, and then the rest over cash, and you buy Ethereum with it, bro. You're chilling. You're killing it.
So many people forgot about the t-shirts, homie, during this fucking bear run that we had, dude. Everybody was just focused on fucking buying coins, man. I kept saying on my stream, dude, take advantage of the motherfucking t-shirts, homie, because dude, they're at the fairest value you're gonna get in a long time. You know what I mean?
Plus 30,000 plus on both chains, dude. Like I remember when the time was 10K per t-shirt, and you still would have the big payday bonus on top of it as well. And now big pay bonus is gone. I remember when we hit 15,000 for the first time, I was like, wow, that's 50% less t-shirts. It's like I'm getting like for every hex I'm putting in, I'm getting like 33%, 30%. Like I have to like triple the amount just to get the same amount of t-shirts I used to get. But if you think about it, that you don't even have the big payday bonus anymore. It's really like I have to put in like 7x more hex to get the same t-shirts.
Yeah, man.
From those original stakes before the AA was over. It's crazy, you know. Like I mean, eventually, like there is a lot of guys and stuff. There's some OGs and stuff where they kind of like I kind of coined the term hollow whale or hollow shark, hollow dolphin.
I was explaining that to my homie, man, that there's a lot of fucking hollow whales in the hex ecosystem, bro, where they can't take profit for a long ass time, dude.
They didn't evenly distribute their they didn't evenly distribute their T-shares and stuff. They just kind of went, fuck it, you know, 11. I'm all 9 to 15-year T-shares, and then they're like, oh, dude, I've got all this money and stuff that. Like, I mean, what's going to happen is like throughout these bull runs, me and a bunch of other people are going to take profits, buy more coins, get more T-shares, and then your coins come out and stuff, which will still do well, right? But it's just like you do have to play the cycle game a little bit, you know. You have to play a little bit here and there, you know. But it is what it is.
At the end of the day, man, and well, I mean, there's going to be more Richard Hart projects that end up coming up, man. And me and Twinkie were talking a little bit about an incentive token, bro. And I remember me and Twinkie were talking one time, bro, and he told me, hey, man, Boogie, you got to get some of this incentive token, bro. You can become a motherfucking squid. And I did. I used that incentive token to take some fucking profits, bro. But now I wish I wouldn't have sold some of that fucking incentive. You know what I'm saying? Let's move on to the incentive chart.
Yeah, basically right around Christmas we had that conversation, Boogie. It was like $100, $110, $120.
Yeah, a lot of people weren't bullish on it. They were saying nothing was going to happen with it, bro, dude. No, dude. I mean, we were right about that shit. Current value is $5.96, son. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep. I know Richard was pimping incentive on his Twitter. If you snaps them up circa, let's say, month of December, Christmas time, you're up like a 10 to 14x on it if you're sitting on it still.
Yeah. It was 39 cents, homie, in December 11th. December 12th. It was a fucking 39 cents and 52% of a penny, dog. Current value is $5.96, dude. Now, I did draw up this fucking Fibonacci on it, bro. and I got a price point of about $23.91. Of course, I do think it's going to run harder than that. Highest point we did have was at about $79, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's only on fucking day 9 right now. We push it all the way out to about day 14. You're talking about March 9th and to the 21st, March 16th, when we may end up getting another dip on this bad boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping what ends up happening with this, bro. Richard does say that we can end up using it as a MetaMask sacrifice for the MetaMask token. That's what I'm hoping for on this bad boy.
Let's say hypothetically somebody may have said this to somebody, possibly, that like certain coins get a little bit more points than other coins in a supposed sacrifice. Maybe I don't know. Let's just say stable coins get 1 point. Pulse chain gets 2. PulseX gets 3. Incentive gets 5. Maybe eHex gets 4. Something like that. I don't know. Maybe
Hey man, you give me a hard on here, DCC. No homo.
No, mama's way. Hey, yo. I said too much. You know, if I said too much. Everything I see before me is cake.
That Twix is
ultrasound cake. There's a lot of avenues incentive token go to. There's upgrades to incentive token. There's upgrades to PulseX. We're gonna have an upgrade sometime. The way things are leading, we're probably gonna have late 24, early 25 an upgrade to Pulse Chain. That's pretty cool. There's some really cool shit going on in the but the thing is like we're 3 years in. I mean, time is moving pretty quick. We're 3 months into the year already, but you know, time moves slowly day by day. But when you look back, it's like it's gone by in a flash, basically, right? But so 8 months is a long time, or 10 months. I mean, not 8 months. I'm sorry, like 7 months from now is quite a while to wait for November, December. You know, for like that sort of time frame for stuff to happen, and especially if we get into the next year. But things are going to get crazier because the election is happening. Like Trump election, Biden. Oh my God, the whole country is it's going to be insane. Then once what happens afterwards, you know, we just got to stay prudent because you never know, man. Like honestly, we could get thrown a monkey wrench. Like, what if this is the only bull market year we got? Is this one? I'm not saying left translate this. I'm not going to be like certain chart guys are like left translated cycle because my crypto gid said so. But I mean, the chart said so, right? But let's just say we get new all-time highs and we're going off into crazy prices. Then it's like not left translated cycle, but then we get hit with legislation, and then boom, that's a black swan. It's a known unknown, but it's a known basically. So you never know. I mean, you never know, or something like that. I mean, one like an unpopular thing that I think people around the world don't want to believe that they're like, you know, a lot of guys in the CMC know this is like, you know, that, you know, the United States has been in a recession since 2022, Q2, and the rest of the world are now officially going into recession. The United States is coming out of recession. The rest of the world's going into recession. I don't think people have put that together. Like, why isn't the United States economy going down? Why is equities at all-time highs? Why?
Repeat that again, BC? What did you say about the recession?
We already had the recession.
Yeah, we're coming out of it.
We're coming out of it. The rest of the world's going into a recession. The UK is in fucking depression. UK almost said, dude. UK motherfucker are in shambles. Shambles, bro. Dude, Canada is in shambles, bro. Mexico is the only other country that's doing good right now. That's because they become our main trading partner. India's shining right. You know why? You want to know why? Fuck, this caffeine just hit me. All right, you want to know the real reason why India's being bigged up right now? They're the next churn. We're basically we're moving about 20% of our fucking factories to India, and we're centralizing our supply chain. But we're moving. The easiest move is that Apple's like so slow moving. They've still got most of their factories in China. They're just moving them to India. This is why we're bigging up all the billionaire Indians right now in India right now. It's because we're going to be like, all right, cool. We're moving the factories over to the India side. That's it. Like that's why India's in the news right now, because basically they're moving money over to the Indian side. Like, why do you think Rihanna's over here at the fucking, like, it's like the Prince of India's just fucking wedding? Like, no, like, it's because they're looking for daps. And like, why is every major like CEO of every corporation at a fucking Indian wedding?
Yeah, man.
I think about it, just like, let's be for real here. Like why? What's happening? This is the same cocksucking they were doing to the fucking Chinese and stuff earlier. It's just, you see it already, you know, like it's hilarious. Like I forgot the richest man in India. I think his daughter. She owns 7-Eleven. No way that chick fucking built up 7-Eleven from the ground up. Her family passed her.
Oh,
like,
man,
how does
her family did that shit.
They passed it to her. So like 7-Eleven is being run by a fucking female Indian lady. You know what I mean? Like, which is not being run by her. It's being run by her subordinates and stuff like that. But I'm like, no hate there. You know, 7-Eleven cool. But I'm just trying to say, like, I see where this is going and stuff like that. So outside of India is not doing bad. So all the countries not doing bad are basically, look, the only country, the countries that aren't doing bad are basically countries the United States has moved all their manufacturing to and centralized our fucking global supply chain. It's more of a centralized global supply chain now. It's less decentralized. We centralized it. Just like Bitcoin's becoming centralized now. We centralized the fucking mining game with BTC. Same sort of thing. Like, it you know, yeah, it is. I had my camera off. Whoops. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you mentioned that, bro, because I remember I read an article prior to Trump's last election. It was released a couple days before, man. The election took place, and the article stated that Trump's plan was to move majority of the manufacturing from China to Mexico, bro, to streamline trading with Mexico. And since we're having a lot of beefs with China and stuff like that, then freaking Android 19 hit us and all that other shit, bro. You know what I'm saying, dude? And that would make sense. And I think he did manage to do that because Mexico's economy has been fucking solid. Now, one of the fucking I do follow the DXY on here, but I also follow the Mexican peso. I just haven't done any technical analysis on it. And the Mexican peso, bro, is doing pretty damn decent, bro. They recently created El Tren Maya in Mexico, which is supposed to act like a fucking that port they got in Panama.
Oh, yeah. Wait, you talking about the one that's on the Gulf Coast?
Yeah, they got it. They call it El Tren Maya, and it's supposed to compete with fucking the Panama Canal because they're expecting a huge influx. They also created a huge fucking airport, bro, in Tulum, with intent of not flying in people, but flying in a shitload of fucking cargo, bro. Because last year and the year prior, man, we had more people move from America to Mexico than any other time in history, bro. Because cost of living becomes too crazy down here.
I won't go too much down the conspiratorial, right? But let's talk about this immigrant crisis for like 2 seconds. I can tell you just look, you can figure everything out with money. This only works at a macro scale when you're looking really far away, because humans are special snowflakes. Some people are doing it for sex, some for power, some for money, some because they're just retarded. You know, like all kinds of different things, right? But if you look far enough, if you look high enough, you can just track money, and that roughly leads where everything's going. All right, cool.
Yeah,
we need to start building more homes. So they're letting more immigrants in for one thing. Two, the fields, they need more people. There's a shortage of workers and stuff in terms of like some of the industries that they need people in. So they're letting that happen. Cool. Every state benefits. Cool. What they're not talking about is basically the United States is the best assimilator of people. And they're like, we're bad at it, but we're the best at it. That's how like we're the cleanest dirty shirt in the entire planet when it comes to immigrants. You know, it's just the truth. Like we're the best, but we're the worst. Like we're bad at it. Like if you look at it, like we shouldn't be treating people like that. I mean, just because you came on a boat, you get papers right away. I mean, Ellis Island. Imagine it, like all those people that came on the boats and shit had to fucking be undocumented immigrants. I don't think it would have been so cool, right? But it is what it is, right? But that's the only thing about immigration. I just want more fair rules. If there's just a struggle, like a linear line. What do I have to do? Boom, 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 boom. Okay, let's do it. Right. But that's the only thing. But the reason that they're allowing this to happen is because it's to increase the amount of people born in the United States to stop the United States from growing smaller. It's all has to do with tax cattle. If we just look at human, like the average consumer in the United States, it's a consumer. We are a consumer-led economy. We're the largest economy on the planet, and we need to keep the economy up. So we're letting a bunch of people flood in here to basically have a bunch of kids in order to keep the population from collapsing, like fucking Korea, like Japan, and like China. I mean, that's the reason they're all dying. The reason the United States has the highest birth rate out of every developed country in the world, and we barely are at replacement. I think we're slightly at or below replacement right now. It's that.
And I think it's because of the Latinos. The Latinos are the ones that are breeding the most, man. Well, the Mexican community is the ones that are breeding the most, bro. If anything, you know what I'm saying?
It's all about money. Like at the end of the day, it's always about the money. It's always about the money. So that's the real reason. It's just we need more bodies to grow up a next level of consumers that would then, and then there's like political reasons, just because they'll vote Democrat, some will vote Democrat, then eventually they'll go Republican, and all that jet. But whatever, it doesn't matter. It's bodies. It all has to do with bodies, and every country around the planet is also doing it too. Look at France. France says half black. Why? Because like there's Africa. That how did that happen?
Yeah.
Like, look at what like imagine this, the UK. Whoa, why is there so many like it's just hilarious to me. Like it's kind of funny. Like if you like, I mean, I've always called France a shithole, but like if you've been to France and stuff like that, not only does it smell like shit, but most of France is like completely tagged up. It looks ugly. It looks like fucking like it almost looks worse than like New York. Like in terms of how destroyed it is and stuff like that. But at least in New York, they're building and scaffolding so the city's growing, But at the end of the day, right? Like you have to tell people to have kids and stuff, but they won't do it, right? Because it does cost a lot of money. But also too is because, I mean, when you're poor and fuck it, we'll have some kids. But then when you have the illusion and the chance and dream of like, I can have like all the things I see on Instagram, like the social media, the globalized sexual marketplace is like a fucking our heads up because we all want and need more money. Nobody wants to struggle, but like, it's like, I want to have my kids without struggling and all this other stuff. And I need a lot of money. And you do, right? To live that sort of lifestyle. But our parents didn't do it like that. They just had us. I don't care from Twinkie to Boogie to me. Our parents just had us and they just figured it out, and it's never perfect. And it just is what it is. I'm not telling you to have fucking 7 kids. I'm not saying some ridiculous crap like that, but like, I mean, Twinkie could have 5 kids and stuff. No, Twinkie could have, you already have kids and stuff, but that's what I'm trying to say is like, I mean, everyone here, like if everyone, like I can fix the economy of the United States in 2 seconds. If everyone today in total on average had somewhere between 3 to 4 kids, there would be no recession. We'd be in the biggest economic boom for the next 30 years. Like that. Create another baby boom. Because every Ponzi around the planet, it's all a population Ponzi. The Ponzi of Ponzi's, the centrifuge. If you took a pyramid, inverted it, like at the pivot, the top right there, right? The top and the bottom, right? What controls everything. The reason the 401ks are bust, the reason that our economy is slow, the reason everything is fucked up is because we don't have enough people. Like the millennials generation was only a replacement generation for the United States people. Like millennials and Zoomers need to have more kids. And if we had a bigger generation than the boomers did, the economy would be chugging along because you have now new tax cattle and new sheep and new consumers that we can borrow upon that then we can say like, oh, this generation's 50% larger than us. They're going to pay for our retirement. They will. Yeah. Because there's plenty of them to pay for it all. Cool. Problem solved. There's no problem in the economy. That's all the reason. And the reason every other country in Europe and every other country out here, developed country in the world, is because their next, like the boomers gigantic, right? After World War II, the next generation afterwards are 50% smaller on average across every country in Europe and the UK. Is 50% smaller. Only a couple of countries had a really big millennial generation. The Mexico, partly Canada and the United States, and there's a couple of small countries like Colombia and stuff like that. Like there's a couple, but those are developing nations. But most developed countries had way less. I mean, like literally like one child policy in China. Oops.
The reason royally with that shit, son.
The reason that money's going into Mexico is because, okay, cool, we can exploit their fucking millennial and Zoomer class for another 20, 30 years. Cool, plenty of workforce. Cool. Next over here, India. They didn't have a baby. They never did the one child policy. They never really developed their whole country. But hey, cool. We can use our people as a workforce. Boom. It does work for 20, 30 years before they start having problems with feminism. Boom. Same sort of thing. It is. So it's like for 20, 30, these are why all these countries are growing. There's why there's people like with Robert Kiyosaki, what's his name? George Gammon. The reason George Gammon's investing so much in Colombia is because Colombia's demographics are great for 20, 30 years. So you can make a ton of money and the economy is going to grow great because they have a workforce. They have a millennial workforce. Japan's only doing good because they were the first in the door, right? If you're not if you guys have seen Margin Call, right? The Margin Call movie.
I've seen that movie.
Great movie. If you've seen that movie, right? It's like, all right, either we're first, we cheat, or we do something else. Right. So so basically, if you're the first one in the door, you kind of get special privileges because you're the first one in the door. So if you're the first one to sell, you get the best pricing. So they were the first modern country to do that, go through a baby bust and everything, and then they're probably gonna come out okay. But most other countries, there's only so much absorption that can happen and stuff in there. Korea maybe is going to make it, of course, and stuff because they're going to lean into technology and everything like that. But like they're doing really bad because you have to fix all the pension systems and all the other things, and there's just not enough people to pay the taxes and all this stuff. That's why taxes have just gone up stratospherically across not just the United States but every other country, because there's not enough people. The math ain't mathing. If you need 3 people to pay for 2 people retirement, but there's 1.5. How are you going to do that? You're a 50% deficit. You're a 2x. You need to double the amount of people. There isn't enough people. And then the reason that the economies in Korea are about to go catastrophically bad is because it's like there's one person for every 3 people you need. Like they're really doing bad. So this is why they're so stressed out. This is why their whole structure is like, if they don't pass this fucking test and get this job, they're fucked and they can't have anything.
That sounds like straight up Korea for me, trying to get hired with the Samsung Corporation, man.
That's what it is in Korea, and it's so bad in Korea. And Korea's a great place to live in. And it's like there's tons of videos and stuff. But I knew it's it's pretty late when as soon as the country starts advertising like, hey, we'll pay to have kids, and this is what you need to do now. Like if I was president, man, I'd have like 50% less taxation if you have like 3 or 4 kids. If you have more than that, you get like 0 tax or like almost 90% reduction in tax. Like you have to put these incentives. Like it's called behavioral economics. If you put these carrots, people will follow. The reason people do 1039 exchange, which is just putting the money back on top of the Ponzi in real estate, is because we put those incentives there. Hey, if you sell your property, but you put the money back into a new property plus repairing it and stuff like that, you pay no taxes. Cool. And people do that, and that's what keeps the money churning and stuff. People know this, but they just don't put the incentives out there. I mean, it almost leads you to think they can't be this fucking retarded, but possibly yes, but like they can't be this stupid. But then you think about it, okay, how? Okay, then it almost leads you into conspiracy theory. Then they obviously want to depopulate the world so they can control it easier. I mean, that's the only thing. Like, why would someone like do this? This is so stupid. But sometimes I think like maybe there's people that want to do that, but then as you get farther and farther along, I mean, everyone's dumb as hell as well. I don't know, man. It's just a whole lot of stupid, like at a lot of levels and stuff. It's just more kids, more of that. You have to like the family structure. There's nothing wrong with being like gay or doing any of that stuff. That's fine, whatever. But like, you have to push family values and like having a kids and stuff. I mean, sure, you're never gonna like no one's gonna fucking fight like, oh no, a chick showing her tits off. I'm so mad at that. Grr, don't show your tits and your ass off. How dare you, right? But we need to. But it's like the whole thing of like pushing family growth is. I mean, you could still have horrible like everything else could be dog shit, but if the population was growing, there wouldn't really be a problem at all. And anyway.
Yeah, no, I concur with you, man. And I think one of the things, the red pill has made advancements in that, bro. And I'm noticing that mainstream media, bro, they're actually starting to cover, well, at least higher aspects of alternative media, like the Daily Wire. They're starting to understand the whole red pill concept. And we even have Ramaswamy mentioned, bro, when he was running on his campaign trail, that a lot of single moms would rather prefer getting money from the government than actually get it from their husband in a married home. And he said that needed to be corrected, bro. So I think it's coming around the corner. I think when shit hits the fan and things get harder here, bro, and welfare can no longer be afforded, we will automatically reset to the original way of the way things were, man. Like Myron states, bro, the harder fucking society is, like in Mexico, Brazil, Colombia, Saudi Arabia, bro, people default back to their natural fucking genders.
Right. The only way we can get out of it now is basically that we increase worker productivity by a magnitude. Maybe that's where AI can get there, and we're working more towards like that's one thing in the United States, and a lot of countries here in the West are really good at, but I'd say more in the United States, they're really good at imagination. Like the Chinese work really hard, the Mexicans work. I mean, everyone works really hard, but there's like really like hardworking societies that structurally put it
innovation and shit.
Yeah, but we're really good at innovating and stuff. Like 420 Blaze It, we're allowed to try and fuck up and like keep trying, and like sometimes accidents and magic happen, right? Like it's sort of, I literally was saying this the other day in my car and stuff, and I wrote it down, but it was like, for every billion people, there's 1 in a billion, right? There's 1 in a billion geniuses, right? Like the more billion of people, I mean, I think Elon Musk said this like, a couple of years ago, like, yeah, the more people there is, the more geniuses there is. But like, think about it, like out of 8, there's like, let's just say roughly 8 billion, there's 8 billion people on the planet. There's 8 people on the planet of those 8. 1 in a billion that can change this whole world. And part of it's not because they're the smartest, it's just because they also have the resources and the notoriety to actually do something. So cool. But then there's a subgroup below that. For every 100 million, there's one in 100 million. Then there's 1 in every 10 million, and there's 1 in a million, and then there's everybody else after that. So there's like these hierarchies of like, there's all these shifters and changers. So the more people you put on a planet and stuff like, the more you have a chance to catch a flame and stuff like that. And then the American system is so good at what it does that even as unperfect as it is, that it can actually like launch into something pretty good. But more than likely, we're probably gonna have to use AI and everything to like, I mean, this is why Japan's gonna do pretty good, because they're gonna sell a lot of this. But like, we're just gonna have to make worker productivity shoot up so much that we can just make more money and offset and it's going to be through a little bit of inflation. And this is why we're not going to completely escape the inflation, because if we're building back infrastructure and we're building all these things right now, when you're building infrastructure, it's inflationary. So like, no matter what, we can't escape the inflation. Like there's going to be this is why I think everyone's so wrong on interest rate cuts, because they're saying they're not going to cut this year. They're going to cut this year. They have to.
Historically, they've always done that prior to elections, bro, whenever they needed to, dog. It's going to follow the same pattern. I'm saying
it's all a Ponzi. The Will Stevens. There you go. Exactly. All a Ponzi. At the end, it's that if you can, that's one of the hardest red pills to take in finance. It is all a Ponzi. Like I sometimes hear stock guys, like it makes me giggle a little bit. Like it's sort of like I'm on the right curve and the left curve, and then the stock guys are in the middle, because it's like, no, this company actually provides products and services and da 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 da. Yeah, but then if your product and service isn't good anymore, no one buys it. It doesn't matter. It could be the best. You could have the best product on the planet. No one wants it. It's dead. That's it.
Yeah, right? Man. That one line that Richard said, man, in The Highest of Stakes, bro. He said, I forgot the name of that professor. He said, you're incentivizing people to pull money off the market and put it into crypto. So, isn't that almost a 401k?
That was bars. That was bars. It really was bars, man.
Dude, fucking counter, bro. That was a fucking amazing counter, dude.
But that is true. That's also a Ponzi. That's to keep the money in. Like how fucked. I mean, sorry if I'm going to tirade now.
Dude, kill it.
I've been itching to get back on YouTube a little bit myself, but there is that for the whole financial system is I mean, just think about how the boomers have everything right now. I think it was pretty stupid, but I kind of get it, because like you have to imagine, like the reason the boomer system is the way it is because the greatest generation had their system. They had pensions, so we trust the system. The United States, the greatest country on the planet, and this is the thing. And then we wrecked everyone in World War I, World War II, and we basically installed our economic systems to a point in every single country on the fucking planet. There wasn't the reason the 50s and the 60s are so awesome is because we fucking destroyed everyone else intentionally. Like you can go look. I mean, you want to go down a conspiratorial route? Go look at these things where you what was it? There was a certain operation where basically they were talking economic, they were targeting obviously factories and stuff for wartime, but they would also bomb a lot of civilian places where once the war was over, that they wouldn't have the ability to create these things. So the United States and a lot of other countries intentionally attack things they didn't have to attack in order to get them out of the way. So Europe just fucking got scrambled. So did the UK. I mean, they basically, there's no factories. Japan, it was lit like a tinderbox, right? So that's why for 20 years, look at that, 20 years, that's usually how long it takes to build like a massive amount of infrastructure. That's why for 20 fucking years, the United States was King Kong, because we were the only people that could make anything. So US products went around the world. There was less competition. So we had almost like 90%, 80% of fucking like distribution. So that's why it was the golden era, because we had a monopoly on sales on everything, and in like economic, obviously countries could still sell like their materials and stuff like that and their raw commodities, but we were selling all the finished goods around the entire planet. And that's why we were King Kong and everything was great. And you could have that whole thing where the lowest end guy could have a wife and kids and stuff like that in the house. And then we started having, that's why the 70s were so much turmoil, is because Japan turned back on. China sort of started getting into the system. Germany was back online. Well, you know, East Germany and stuff, but like, you know, I mean, West Germany, but like Germany and France and all these countries started going back online, and we started having competition, and we lost 30% of the fucking market. And then
remember Die Hard, bro? Remember Die Hard? Who were they fighting? The Japanese, bro. Because I think at that time in the 90s, the Japanese were the ones that were an upcoming market that was extremely hot till they started having problems. Nakatomi Plaza. I think that's a joke that always comes around with a Die Hard movie. And yes, it is a Christmas movie. You know what I'm saying?
It is a Christmas movie. It is a Christmas movie. It's such a good movie. Oh my god, it's so crazy. I recently watched them all.
Yeah, I remember the 90s. That was the thing, bro. The Japanese were the American economy or the American people were starting to view Japanese in a bad light, bro, for the reason being that, dude, they were becoming an economic powerhouse, dude.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that you can't beat the United States on is that, dude, we've got almost endless supplies of resources here in the States, bro.
Oh, yeah.
From how big we are, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we have every temperament zone, desert, I mean, rain, I mean, everything. I mean, fuck. You guys ever been to the redwood forests and stuff? They're so beautiful. It's like I'm at some point I'm gonna transport a bunch of redwood forests to my house or something. Or something like that.
I've never been there, man.
We have everything, but we're also pretty smart not to extract everything as well. And then I think one of the dumbest things, one of the things that people were chastising, like I almost call him Richard. I might as well call Trump Richard. That's really funny. Trump was trying to buy Greenland. You guys, people don't understand. I think it was Greenland.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember
Greenland,
that,
right?
Control the shipping routes. Yeah.
The shipping. Goddamn, Twinkie's smart, dude. Yeah. The shipping routes. We control 1/3 of all the shipping routes in because basically as whatever you believe, like I think the world's just heating up by itself normally. It's not it's normal cycles and stuff, but if we're spinning along with emissions, great. Is that
it's a flat Earth? What do you mean, dude?
Birds
what, you know what it is what it is. Okay, let's just keep going. Yeah, we ain't gonna go into that shit. But basically, because we have the UK-ish, and we have, because it's a vassal state, we have the UK-ish, and then we have what's called Alaska. We pretty much control like 40% of all the lanes. 45% of the lanes there. If we controlled Greenland, we would basically control 60% of all the trading lanes plus of like all the new ones opening up over there over the Arctic and stuff. So that is so much money. And on top of that, all that melted ice and stuff starts uncovering land, and there's tons of resources. I mean, like just think about all the oil rush and like the Klondike and stuff like that when it comes to gold and silver and natural. Oh my God, bro! Like all the money is coming up from up there. So we have all the resources we need to grow and like prosper and stuff like that with no problems because there's no people up there barely. Right, it's incredible and stuff. So that was one of the biggest moves. I mean, dude, I think long term, I think Trump would be remembered like 100 years from now for that purchase. It's sort of they made fun of people for like the Louisiana purchase. They made fun of I forgot which president was it.
Alaska.
They bought Alaska and they were calling it his ice box. Stupid. Years later, were like that was one of the fucking greatest trades of all time.
Dude,
greatest trade of all time. Baby. So dumb, dude. And I would almost take it by, if I was president, I'd take it by force. I'd annex Canada yesterday. I really would. And I would forcefully DNA test Trudeau to see if he's Castro's kid, because I think he is. But like, let's be honest. Well, I ain't gonna lie. Like the other day, my brother showed me this fucking video of like Fidel Castro playing basketball and was hooping. Like he was on the court hooping in Cuba and shit, killing it on the court. And this man had swagger, man. I mean, but I totally believe Trudeau. That's his dad and stuff, 100%.
Yeah, that one cat, Cooper. What's his name? That one bald cat from Canada, Cooper. What's his name, dude? He wrote the Extreme Mail or something like that.
Rich Cooper.
Yeah, Rich Cooper, man. He had done a small little fucking stream or a skit, bro, and compared the data, bro. And dude, he gave a pretty fucking good case, bro, as to why fucking Fidel may be fucking Trudeau's daddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. But but regardless, I'd annex Canada because it just needs to be done, and take Greenland by force.
We need freedom, bro.
Like I mean, we just got to free. I heard all I got to do. Like all I got to say is like, so why did we conquer Greenland? They had oil. That's it. They need some freedom, and like it is what it is. I manifest destiny or whatever, you know. I'll take it and that's it. I mean, just with those acquisitions, like we're fucking fine and stuff like that. It's just to secure. I mean, I don't know, whatever. I mean, it's just I'm just ranting here on that side, but like, but that's just some of the stuff that's like heading. That's the big geopolitical stuff that's going to be like really apparent and stuff. That's why like the West is so preoccupied on taking out Russia, is because when these trades melt, when these routes finally fucking melt, we have less power to actually put restrictions on Russia, because they can now trade very easily now.
Yeah,
and
especially if they make it into like countries like Ukraine, bro.
Yeah,
I mean Ukraine. I mean, does anything the U.S. wants it to do. If they break Russia into 3 different countries, bro, then we'll have the same leverage, bro. And they want those natural resources, homie. Russia's the biggest producer of fertilizer in the world.
Yeah, I think who's the? Yeah, no, I think they're one of the top. I think it might be Brazil. No, am I tripping?
No,
you're right. You're right. It might be. It might be
China.
Yeah, the biggest user of fertilizer is Brazil. I'm sorry, is Brazil.
Yeah,
they're kind of smashed right now.
They call fucking Ukraine the breadbasket of the world, but where do you think they get their fertilizer from, homie?
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, it's
El Tío Putin.
El Tío Putin.
Uncle.
Uncle Putin. Yeah.
Uncle Vlad.
Uncle
Vlad. Monkeys, make sure you guys like this video, share this video on fucking Twitter, man. I have been throttled by YouTube. I have not been able to break the 126 mark of subscribers. Give this video a fucking share. Huh?
Follow Boogie.
Yeah, follow my Boogie streams. I'm considering opening up a fragrance channel. I just need more liberty. Once I'm financially free, I'll be able to do that, and maybe even a gun channel. Twinkie, where can they find you at, homie?
Yeah, for sure. At Mr. Angry Twinkie on socials. Certainly, if you're milling around the Citadel or the current crypto mindset course chat, you can find me in there as well. Twitter, YouTube, more than happy to chat with anyone.
Yeah, Twinkie helps out a lot of people, man, in the Citadel, bro, and in the crypto mindset course, bro. You got any questions, you can shoot it over to him. If he's got some time, he'll make sure he helps you out, bro. These 2 cats, DCC and Twinkie, are probably the best fundamental analysts I know. DCC, where can they find you at, man?
Dollar Cost Crypto everywhere: Instagram, YouTube.
But I thought your name was Dollar Cost Crypto on Twitter. I didn't think it was Dollar Cost Crypto.
It is crypto. It's just I can't fit the O. I mean, there's 15 letter like it's just
Linktree.
Yeah, it's just I literally can't put the O there because it's 16 letters. So it's like it's Dollar Cost Crypt. But yeah, it is what it is. But on my Twitter, on my Instagram, and all my socials, I have a link tree to all my socials. Follow the official manga release. Don't follow like fakes. I'm verified on all the platforms. And my big goal this year is I'm trying to hit like 1 million followers on Instagram by the end of the year.
Yeah, that'd be gangster, bro.
I just hit like 100K a couple weeks ago, and I'm already at like 125.
I think you're the biggest crypto influencer on Telegram, homie.
No, on Telegram.
You're not? Are you?
Oh,
you're pretty up there, dog.
On Instagram, I'm doing okay, but I'm not the big. No, I'm not. There has to be a couple. There has to be some other. There's got to be some. I think the biggest one I've seen that's like a real person is like 400, 500. So
really,
I'm on their ass. But like, yeah, but crypto's not big on that. But like right now, because it's hot. Like I've said this before. Like when crypto's cold, I'm an adjustable 3. When crypto's blazing hot, I'm a 10 out of 10. You know what I mean? So like, because I think about this. Like when me and Charlie were first starting the courses and we were all doing the stuff, like I had a 4,000 subscriber YouTube channel. Charlie had 6,000, and we were getting on YouTube channels like a million subscribers and plus because it was the hottest thing on the planet. And then it crashes, and then we're like a piece of shit on the side of the road. You know,
but I think the cycle, bro. There's gonna be a crypto Instagram fucking space, bro. There's gotta be, bro. There's so many wallets that are gonna come in, dude. You know what I'm saying?
I'm pushing it. Like right, if you guys like, I think Instagram you can do it. TikTok, I think it's like I'm not that great at TikTok and stuff like that. I'm going to be starting a TikTok soon, but TikTok is a very specific form. Like it isn't like you can just put Instagram videos on TikTok. It doesn't work like each one of them is their own meta. It's like League of Legends versus StarCraft versus World of Warcraft. I mean, literally, they're that different. They look the same, but they're very different. And you're also talking about a different demographic. Like the reason I think I did good on Instagram is because I think Instagram is mostly millennials, and I'm a younger millennial and a little closer to. I'm 91, so I think I'm just I can relate a little bit more to the Zoomer side. I don't look that old compared to like it just looks super weird if I'm like some 60, 50-year-old dude. Like, you know, it doesn't make sense and stuff. So go where your demographic is. You can grow like if you're really young right now, if you're in your early 20s, mid 20s or younger, TikTok might be the way because you're like more people will give you a shot because you're like, well, this guy's kind of like me and I want to be like him, so I'll do it. Versus like Instagram, everyone right now in the millennial side is just trying to get their cash together because they want like, what is it? I think 60% of millennials are still living with their parents' house. Still,
yeah,
60.
That's wild, dog.
Down bad.
This is why, like, I know the real estate's going to go. There is one scary part. Just I don't want to because I know you got to end the stream, but like, supposedly, the U.S. the people who do the census in terms of that, in terms of like the population, they say they miscounted the census. They may have overcounted 14 million people in the U.S. population. 14 million. Wow. Which is, it is a lot of people, but it isn't China level where like there's like 300 million people missing or whatever. But like 14 million is still pretty crazy for the United States to be off that. You'd always think like a couple 100,000 in margin, of course, but like.
Well, I think we've made up with that with the recent 11 million immigrants that we've gotten into the country, bro. So I mean, we're only off by 3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And these 11 million are probably going to create 30, 40 million people.
Yeah. So
that's the number. Is like these 11 million. It'll probably end up 15 million after like before they close it up. before Trump wins and they close it up and they kind of tighten it down. But that 15 million people are probably going to make 45 to 60 million people. Like first generation or first wetback immigrants, right? That come and this isn't just like because there's Africans there, which is the weirdest one to me. But like there's like African people there, and so they all end up having like 4 to 5 kids. And the next generation has a little bit less, and the next generation decides I'm not going to have kids at all. Anyway,
and I think that's to natural roots, bro. Because I mean, you go to Mexico, bro. Everybody has a shitload of fucking kids, dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then the next generation, they don't have as many kids, dog. It's just I think because they become Americanized and it's just inconvenient, bro. But then again, the cost of living in those countries is a lot cheaper, homie, versus here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's also a bit of like I've heard people like I'm studying this a little bit because I'm trying to understand because like some people call it like a luxury because I kind of understand that like having kids is a bit of a luxury, especially if you have more than a couple because it's expensive and all those other bullshit, but you have to pay the tax, because like at some point as you grow older, people stop giving unless you're famous and but that's not everybody. Not everyone's going to be famous and shit or have like a huge community. Like at some certain point in time, I've seen it happen. Like when you're older than I've seen it especially in like the blue collar space, you hit a certain age, like you're more of a nuisance than not. Yeah. And then people don't want to hang out with you as much, and like some friends start dying. And then
there's a solution to that, DCC. I was talking to my homie about this, and he's an older cat, and he's got a younger wife, and he goes, "Dude, when I leave this earth, nobody's gonna want to take care of my wife." I'm like, "No, homie, make sure she's got some hex steaks, got that check coming in every fucking month. Sir. All the kids will be fighting for her, bro. All the kids will be fighting to freaking house her, dude." So crypto in itself is also a solution for that, bro, because as long as that check keeps coming in, your kids are always going to want you, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's better off that you're being a burden to your kids, but you're being taken care of by your kids instead of being a burden to some stranger who doesn't give a shit about you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. And look, you guys, I don't think I don't think there's nothing wrong with like you living with parents and people have situations where like Chaotic said, like my parents live with me. Right. There's that sort of thing, like, and for most humans, we would live pretty close to our parents, or we would have like these big family estates. That's nothing weird, but
don't abandon your parents, dog. I mean,
don't abandon your parents.
Don't. I mean, even the Bible says, man, if you want to live a long life, you take care of your parents, dude. Yeah. So don't forget your parents. Don't believe a lot of this modernist shit, bro. If they're living with you, man, it is what it is, homie. You got to take care of them too. Their family. Our prior generations did it the same way. You know what I'm saying?
If you listen to mainstream media, you'd have purple hair right now. You'd be swinging left, and you wouldn't. I mean, what would you have? I mean, you'll own nothing. You'll eat the bugs. I mean, that like what? Like, I don't know. I mean, even the reason we all went to the gym originally was to get jacked and tan to get bitches and shit is now frowned upon. Like Jersey Shore today would be considered a fucking hate crime and a war crime. And like, you know why I look like I'll recommend a video, guys. Like I'll post it in the Citadel. There's this chick. She I think she's Mila Tequila's sister or younger sister or whatever. She's like a historian or something now, where like she went through the whole history of what happened on Jersey Shore. It was fucking hilarious. But like the reason that show is so massive is like fuck other. It tapped into the red pill like dating scene a little bit, but what it really was here's a group of guys, a tribe of guys. We're gonna go hunt and get some girls and get laid and stuff, and we're doing it, and that's it. That was it. That was the magic. Holy fuck! These dudes went out. You know, these dudes got together, go out. They're gonna go pick up chicks, and they successfully picked up chicks. This is awesome. And of course, drama, whatever. But like, that's at the end of the day, you know, that's what it is today. Like, they couldn't do that. I mean, I would, you know, they try to do it, but it's bullshit. You know, like people want to see that. People want to see that at the end of the day. But that's the hard part with the whole pickup artist side is like you kind of age out a little bit, or you start getting like all the top pickup artist guys. They got secret fucking families or girlfriends and shit. You know, they're not. They all get lonely after a while, which is true. Like it's pretty, but it's natural, I guess. You know.
Yeah, Kevin Samuels will talk about that shit. All right, cool, man. This is a fucking dope ass stream. Make sure you guys follow me on my fucking socials. It's US crypto _boogie on Twitter and on YouTube. On Instagram, give me a follow. I do gun reviews on Instagram every now and then. That's crypto _boogie. And catch you monkeys on the flip side. And I will see you in approximately 2 to 3 days. Peace.